Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Sport Kings. I'm Tink Kramer with Brian the Grizzly. How you doing, man?
Half of me, guys. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. You're only gonna get half of me today, because
at least for the next
plan. For the fourth quarter, I'm gonna be half paying attention to that and half loving what I saw from Loki and complaining about Ahsoka.
I wind up watching Loki towards the end of the second quarter throughout halftime, and then it finished right when the third quarter was going. So I'm like, I need to plan it so I can take advantage of all of halftime, and it worked out pretty well.
I did. I told you I started right when I started. Hit play as soon as it was.
Yeah. Although the episode, I think it was like 48 minutes was the total runtime. It felt pretty fast, man.
It didn't feel like 48 minutes, like, because I think that's including all the credits. So like, and then the end credit scene and all that stuff. That so they kept all that too. So it really more felt like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. But I'm super happy the Bears are whooping butt finally. O-line looks pretty good. The defense
you're talking way too crazy. Whooping butt. We just need to hold on.
For the first half they looked really good. The second half they slowed down a little bit, but also
they decided to go ahead and blitz the hell out of him.
Every single running back we have is gone.
I was like, Khalil's got gone, Roshan gone, Homer gone. It's like literally we have a fullback as a running back right now.
Yeah, that twist that Herbert did looked horrible.
If you're gonna do that, at least make the catch. It was close.
I think he tried to, but I think if he would have got his foot under him instead of like, behind and under him, the way
he would have caught the ball. And he might have actually been able to get up and run.
Yeah, but that foot it's like it just got stuck, and I was like, ooh, that was painful. That was super painful.
Yeah,
Ahsoka did end. I think you said she died at the end. It did not end.
No, you know what? It did. It's exactly what we said was going to happen. So too many timelines, and we could not finish with all the timelines. It just there's too many things going on, and it's basically what we saw in Loki. All those branches.
Yeah, except see that's like weird. Like I know we'll get into it more, but let's just comparing like Loki the way season 1 ended and Ahsoka the way it ended is like they both ended on a cliffhanger, but one felt more satisfying, with Loki season 1, and then with Ahsoka, it felt like incomplete.
Yeah. Well, you knew what was going on. I mean, I know Filoni was trying to get the movie, and the biggest thing is it's just the timing of the episode was just very weird. It felt very weird.
Yeah. We got Mama Bear in the house. What's up, Mama Bear? And then Cineview, what's up? Hey guys, how is it?
Latest review.
Yeah, did you see my latest review? Which one did I see? I saw your the one that we just did, the creator. I saw your creator one. I think I went to go leave a comment, and I think I didn't finish writing, and then like I turned off my work computer. There's something like that, or I did leave a comment. I don't remember. Sorry, but I did watch it. It was a good review.
I mean, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I'm enjoying the thought of what we actually saw with that movie.
Yeah.
The creators, it was one of those things you don't think about it, but the more you think about it, you're like, okay, that was actually pretty good.
That's why I've been trying to watch as many people talk about it and get as many different inputs. And I was like, okay, seeing how everyone liked it. But yeah, everyone go check out Cineview. Go check out his reviews.
And he's always on it. That's what I love about Cineview. Like when the movie comes out, he has the stuff. He's on it.
Yeah, he does a nice like breakdown of the movie, and at the end gives his like opinions and thoughts on the whole thing. So pretty good. I didn't even start at the top.
Yeah, I was like,
Because
you know,
I
there's
don't
like
recall going to the theaters anymore this year.
I think I'm gonna
Aquaman.
see a couple more. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Aquaman, and there's some other things I've seen because of these previews
Yeah.
in the movies. There's some things that look pretty cool.
Can please, Terry McLaurin do anything? Anything. I started him this week and he caught what, one ball, I think?
Yeah.
Two?
Aren't you
Like
glad you didn't start Gibson? I said that, right?
Gibson's got like 10, 12 points.
Well, he had that one big run.
You know, but granted,
He has one catch.
but as a receiver,
Yeah.
you know, like I would have put him in as over Brees Hall, but right now I need a damn receiver to do something.
What was that? Oh my god.
Yeah. So sorry if anybody watching. We're obviously sports fans, and the Bears are playing Monday Night Football, right? Or not Monday, Thursday Night Football. So, fourth quarter, about 12 minutes left.
Yeah. Can we hold on? I don't know, guys. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, up 16 points. We'll see. Preston for you. What's up, Preston? Sorry, you guys can't be here tonight. I won't be here next week because I'll be on cruise. So have a good week, and I'm going to watch Loki tomorrow because of the Bears game tonight. Probably. that's what we're doing. Was it McLaurin? No.
So actually, for me, I actually start training next week for the restaurant.
Nice.
So finally, it's finally opening.
Yeah.
So you'll think that means I'm not going to be there, but that's not what it means. That means, because we'll be training late, but I probably still be back by 9:00.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a drive for you, man. That's from Wrigleyville back to your house.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 12-hour day, and then trying to get back on time.
Damn.
Oh man.
So he said, have a good week. You too, man. Have fun on your cruise, dude. Have fun.
I'm just glad when people get to get away. You know, it's important.
Yeah. Matt Film said, "Hey, what's up, guys? Hope all is well."
We've been getting a lot of great feedback through all the videos, and I just want to thank everybody for all the stuff they've been talking about and all the responses. We look at all and we talk about them all.
Yeah,
that's why we like them. And just because it doesn't matter if you have the same opinion as us. The point is that you have an opinion, you can discuss it, and you can understand why you're saying it. You know, that's all that really matters.
Yeah. Like I feel like we don't really we like, if you have your opinion and it's different from us, we're not gonna like knock you for it, because I'd rather understand why you have your thoughts on something rather than like, no, that's stupid, man, you're stupid, you know.
As long,
like we'll joke around and like, oh, that's crazy, we'll joke around and shit, but like I don't like demeaning people for their opinion. I do want to understand things, especially if you like something and I don't.
It could be my perception. The way the way we've been thought to look at something, but maybe you have something better.
Yeah. And Brandon Davis in the house. What is up? So I know he said he's almost done with Ahsoka, so you might have to not listen to us because we're gonna spoil the ending. And you're so close, so we definitely like save us and come back to us once you finish. But he did say that Loki was hot though. That Loki was a lot of fun.
It was fun because they knew what they needed to do.
And
it hit the round.
Amazing. Amazing. He might be one of my new favorite characters. I did enjoy him a lot.
What did Mobius say? He's like, you gonna see the greatest running ever. Like, and he was like, okay.
Everything was just like
whatever.
Yeah, just nonchalant. It was awesome.
He was like, I wrote the manual. And I put one on everyone's desk, and they were like, manual? There's a manual to this?
Yeah. That was a lot of fun with time. So we don't get too much in it, but it was a lot of fun. I was just gonna ask the way Brandon coming in. Here we go. We got Brand, man. What is up, man?
Not too much. Can barely hear you guys again. Hang on.
Uh-oh. That's all good. He said the Bears are winning. I was hoping they could make history and have a winless season.
Don't put that. God.
Yeah, don't put that out.
You do right on by me. Everything you touch will burn. Don't be talking about my Bears. You have the fingers right, it's the color purple fingers.
That's the thing is like the Bears, like the last couple of weeks have been bad. But I mean,
it's only 4 weeks.
Yeah, we're not the worst team in the NFL. It might look like it, because I think we whine more than other teams.
Exactly.
But we're really not, man. I mean, Washington has a lot of issues who we're beating up right now. We should have won last week because Denver's got a lot of issues.
Beating up. I mean, it's a 10-point game.
Yeah. So it still could come back. Jets are the Jets.
Hey,
especially without
well, hey, so I went to three different comic book stores today.
What'd you get?
So first of all, I went looking for Tank Kramer's birthday present because I was looking for some stuff. Because if you guys don't know, Tank actually had a birthday yesterday. So everyone say happy birthday to Tank. He turned the ripe old age of 39. He's old.
1 second, guys.
Yeah, you're good, man.
He is old. He's our leader, but he's old. And I'm glad. And then it was awesome. But when I was there, I found some Uncanny X-Men.
Ooh. That's a cool one. I don't think I've seen that cover before.
I thought this one was pretty cool.
That one's awesome. That one's super awesome, man.
I'm a huge Storm fan, so that was.
Sound better, Brandon?
Yep, I can hear now.
Cool.
And then I thought this one's pretty cool too.
That one's cool. I've seen that one before. Is that that's a number 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
that's awesome.
Let me have this first, first issue.
Is that's not the Chris Claremont other one, is it? I think it is.
It is.
It goes with this one, right?
It does.
It's like this side of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, this is the reprint. This is not the original. I do have the original number 1 though.
And then I went and got very similar to it.
Okay. I love that run of the X-Men. Just the artwork and everything was just so good.
The 91 X-Men guys were just, the comic books were amazing. They're just so good. And it was just a great run. It really was.
Yeah.
But that was just store number 1. And then, though I packed away all my Funko Pops, I saw this Captain America.
That's cool with the beard.
Yeah, with the beard. So I was like, oh, I don't have that one.
Oh, yeah. Everything. Happy birthday. Appreciate it, Brandon. And even Derpy. Happy even older day, Tank. Appreciate it, Derpy.
But this is what I got.
I see that's Lurkana. Nice. Is that the sleeves, right?
Yep, the sleeves. The
awesome.
So,
yeah. Thank you.
I got that for you. So I was like, all right. I mean, I got a lot of other stuff because I just kept on getting stuff.
Just keep kidding.
It's just a problem.
Yeah, it is never ending.
Just like this. You ever seen the Ultimates?
Yeah.
So I have the graphic novel, but then I got this actually number 1 issue. The first one, the 2015 run. It's a really good issue.
Are they bringing it back? Because I know they announced a bunch of stuff a few weeks ago.
There's talk of
they're bringing Ultimate Spider-Man back or something like that.
The problem is
awesome.
He does not own it, but he does not want. He's not going to lend his stuff to it. That's what he said. I'm not going to lend. The Kevin Javreau, whatever, the writer, the original creator of Blue Marvel. But he doesn't own the entity, so they can still use it. Just can't use it under his title.
Yeah, because he made it while working under Marvel, right? So
So Marvel,
anything you make under Marvel is Marvel's.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, you get credit for it, but it ain't yours.
So
I'm not where you not where you at, but the reality is getting there, and time is not on my side. You got time, man.
To the movie theater. That's what he's talking about. Just
the movie theater. Yeah. Yeah, because that's right. Yeah, because you said you were kind of far away from a theater, right? Yeah. It kind of. I'll hit you up on Discord. Maybe I can help you out with some stuff.
So what Derpy said is huge too. Um, that I mean, Dick Butkus did pass away today. That was something that was huge for the Bears. As far as for us, our Chicago fans, like
I think just football. He's one of the
he's
greats.
middle linebacker. He's one of the first to stand up. He is the toughest dude ever. He enveloped people as he was tackling. So his death was huge for us. I was like, what? It's crazy.
Yeah,
At the age of 80.
Damn. Did they say what it was?
He died peacefully in his sleep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that one's rough, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough. I know he did some TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
He was on some TV shows where he was like a basketball coach or something stupid. And I remember watching it because he was on it, and it wasn't that great of a show, but I watched every episode.
I mean, Dick Butkus has done some movies too, isn't he?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure he has. He was in Gremlins too.
Any Given Sunday? Was he in Any Given Sunday?
Yeah, he was in Any Given Sunday. He was a commentator.
Okay.
He was in the Last Boy Scout. That's I remember that. And then
they're saying he was in Mother Jugs and Speed. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Same.
I mean, obviously Bill Cosby, obviously stuff like that, but it was like I don't remember him being in it. That came out in the 70s, so he was still pretty popular back then. I need to watch that one again. That was a great one.
Brandon said, "Hey, you have a sports channel for all that Bears talk." We sure do on Tuesdays. So, but it was pretty cool. I mean, just talking about that stuff, seeing this stuff was crazy.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to link it to he was in movies.
Trying to bring it all back.
Yeah. Yeah, but it always sucks when like legends, pass away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of those guys, man.
Yeah, he's the best one from Chicago. When you saw Dick Butkus, you knew it was Chicago. You knew what it meant.
Yeah. I said, Brandon, what in the world is that background? I think it's like
living
reflection?
room.
That would be a living room.
Oh yeah,
because
that's where you
this called the living room.
Yeah, because that's where you sit sometimes, right? Where you fold the clothes.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah. Yo, 2030. I'm watching it. Stop it, Derpy. Don't do that, Derpy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. Here, I want to bring this one up. So Matt Film Show said, what's up, guys? Nice to be here. Blah, blah, blah. He goes, what do y'all think of Loki season 2? Wasn't a big fan of season 1, but did enjoy episode 1 of season 2. It's always fun to see Loki. So we are going to talk about Loki season 2 in a little bit.
I'm just surprised that you didn't enjoy season 1.
There's a lot of people that just like couldn't get into it, and I was kind of surprised at that too, because like after season 1, I'm like, this is great, and then I started seeing online where like, no, it sucked. I was like, really? So yeah, but season 1 was, I think, still might be my favorite.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Not tied for my favorite because WandaVision was great.
No, I think I like a Loki more than WandaVision. As far as anything on Disney Plus, I think Loki and Ahsoka are right there with me. But Loki's ending was so good. The problem with Loki, it was only 6 episodes.
Yeah, but they were all long episodes, weren't they?
Yeah,
like 50 plus.
40 minutes. They're all 40-minute episodes.
Really? Yeah. Is Terry McLaurin just not even on the field? I haven't seen number 17 like at all.
Steve is guarding him though. He's the only good DB we have.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about Loki.
I did see episode 3 of Gen V. What the F?
Episode 4 dropped today.
Oh my God.
It just, which I'm like, why would you put it out on the same day
Loki
as
comes up?
Well, no, like because it's an Amazon thing. Yeah. Why would you put your show that you're trying to promote the same day and time
Thursday night
as
football.
a Thursday night football. That makes no sense. You know, it was like at the very least do it right after the game, because since people are right on the app, you can like as soon as it
soon as it
out or whatever,
ends, we will go right into
but at the very least tomorrow, so I was kind of
or
like, really?
midnight. Just do midnight. But they're trying to do prime time reveals.
Yeah. I think that's the thing now that everyone's trying to do, which is working out. I'm curious to see what the ratings for Loki is going to be, because it was prime time, during the week. I think it's going to be hopefully good numbers, and they got a lot of early positive feedback. Like a lot of people got to see the first 4 episodes,
which I'm jealous about. That's crazy.
I know, but a lot of people said it's really, really good, the first 4 episodes. So I'm all for that. Brand said Keith Jefferson, an actor, died also. He was in a lot of movies. You gotta look that one up. And and they were saying, who cares about Ahsoka and Loki while One Piece is out on Netflix and is better than all of those?
Because we've seen it all already.
Yeah. We already seen the One Piece, but now I think they dropped another season or 2 of One Piece. So I think there's like 17 seasons now.
Exactly.
Of One Piece, which is insane to say. But they just dropped some more episodes on that.
53. That's terrible.
What's that?
Keith Jefferson. He because Jamie Foxx, him and Jamie Foxx were very close. He was in Django. He was Hateful Eight.
Nah, that's a good movie.
So, but he just passed away.
Yeah.
He's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I didn't know that. But he died of cancer, so that's like the worst. I mean, the worst disease on earth to me is just cancer.
Yeah.
So I sorry, sad to hear that. His family, I'm sure. Dealing with a lot. So I always want to just wish peace on that, and then you can deal with it. And I'm just sorry you have to deal with that. I really am.
Yeah.
But yes, Django was so good. It was amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and man, that was all Jamie Foxx, I think.
See, you know what? It was like 2 weeks ago. You had to leave because of Lucas, and I was talking to people about this stuff, about Jamie Foxx being an amazing actor, and everyone was arguing with me.
What, saying that he's not?
Yeah, he's not. I was like, I said Jamie Foxx is probably the best musician, actor type of guy that we've ever gotten, and they were arguing like, yeah, he ain't even that good of an actor. I was like, whoa.
What was it on here or on?
Yes, on here. I was surprised. It was when you had left. You had to go upstairs. And
okay.
I think I was like 15, 20 minutes, and we were just talking. And I was like, I can't believe, because we were talking about good actors that are also really good musicians.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie Foxx is great.
Yeah,
he's great. I think he needs to solidify his like legacy of being an actor. I think he needs to win 1, maybe 2 more like Oscars. It don't even, not for lead, but
people
even
don't
like
do that.
supporting. Huh? Yeah, I know. But even that's why even 1, I think we'll definitely like.
Didn't he?
He got 1. I think he got. Didn't he get 1 for Ray?
Didn't he get 2? Didn't he get 1 for the Ali movie as a supporting actor or something like that?
Did he?
I feel like he's done. At least I know he was nominated a couple times now.
I know he won Best Actor for Ray.
He's been nominated twice.
He's been nominated twice. I think the same year too. Both in 2005.
2 different movies.
2 different movies, but he only won 1.
These guys are killing.
Yeah. So that's why I think he just needs to have that one more like win. And like you said, it's hard. It's hard to win one, especially as a black.
Yes, 2
lead.
As a black. If you're not Denzel, even Sidney Poitier. Like, how many does Sidney Poitier have? Like the greatest. And
so he's great, man. I don't know. He's great. I don't know what.
Sidney Poitier has 2. So you try. He's like, all you have to do.
He only has 2.
He only has 2. So like, the only thing you have to do is tie Sidney Poitier.
He's not. Is he the has the most as a black actor?
He might, because Denzel only has 1, I believe.
I think so too.
As best actor.
Yeah, even as a supporting actor, I would. That's still,
because he's won best supporting actor before.
Yeah.
Oh, he won best actor twice. I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's really good, man. He's good. We got Jason in the house. What's up? Hey, guys. So glad to see you tonight.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, man. Glad you could be here. I know everyone else is streaming right now. You got the movie tubers going on. You got Plan Fanatics going on. So we appreciate everyone here hanging out. Pull up movies. Let's see.
Let's
look at the good ones. He was in Just Mercy. That was a really good movie. He was in Baby Driver. Actually, Baby Driver, despite years later, all the BS with what's his name, that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah. Django was good. He was in Due Date, and he didn't have a big role, but he was really funny in Due Date, and I still enjoy that movie.
Isn't it weird? So Denzel has 2.
Yeah. There we go, McLaurin.
1 for best actor, 1 for best supporting actor.
Yeah.
So all Jamie Foxx has to do is tie one of the greatest actors of all time. Like literally, that's what it is. I mean, but he should have won for Malcolm X or Fences. You know.
So wait, which 2 did he win for?
Training Day and Glory.
Okay, which are both amazing movies, but
he didn't win for the Pelican Brief.
Yeah, he's done so many amazing movies. Those are just 2 out of the dozen or so, if not more.
Did we just lose another running back?
Possibly. But Jamie Foxx was in Law Abiding Citizen. I enjoyed that movie. A lot of people hate that movie.
Really, I love that.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
The ending kind of pissed me off.
Well, what about it? Yeah. Why?
Because I wanted to see Gerard Butler's character come out on top.
Why?
Because did you see what happened to him at the beginning?
Yeah, he's the good guy, but he was doing
I was happy that he got caught up in his own thing. Like I think people that think they're doing good and they end up killing the world, doesn't matter. You still killed the world.
Yeah, but he was I mean, is killing the world considered when you're just killing bad guys?
Families, when he wasn't all bad guys, and they have families too, and things like that. So like, I don't think that you can blow up the entire mayor's office and think that you killed all the bad guys. I don't think that's what it is. I think there's people there. There will be janitors there. There will be other people that are only going there to just do their job, and he's killing them.
No, didn't he make sure the building was empty? But then there was somebody. I got to watch it again. I could be wrong. But he thought the building was empty. It was supposed to be empty, but there was still somebody in there, and he wound up unintentionally killing somebody else. Wasn't that what it went?
If he was going to blow up that room, everyone in the room, including the security outside the room, and everyone on that floor was going to die.
Because I know his whole intention was like, I'm not going to kill innocent people. I want to kill the bad guys. But I think
how do you determine who's bad guy? Yeah,
the people who murdered his family. It's like
it was just he wasn't just going after the people that murdered his family. He was going after everybody.
Well, then he found out it goes higher up the food chain or higher up the chain kind of thing. Which.
I thought he was still wrong too. If that's the case, there's a lot of things that have been wrong in my life. I could go on a killing spree too.
I mean, not like that. God forbid. I mean, to me, that's why whatever happened in the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, get those some bitches. But then it's always
he was
like
just going after the people that did it, but not
That's why I think I gotta watch it again. But I think he wasn't going after anybody who wasn't connected to it.
I believe that there was. I gotta look at it again, but I thought there was.
It's been a while since I watched it. It came out in 2009. But Gerard, who doesn't always put out great movies, but Gerard and Jamie Foxx together were really good. I enjoyed their back and forth, cat and mouse kind of thing.
I agree. I did like that too.
That they were good together.
The Jamie Foxx character was a dickhead.
Yeah, but he reminds you of most lawyers, and he had to learn this lesson.
Yeah. But it was always like each side thought they were right, kind of thing, and they're both kind of right, but also like, it's I don't know, when it's like gray area stuff like that, it starts to.
And he missed.
How much?
Let's go.
Yeah, but the stuff Jamie Foxx has been doing on Netflix has been pretty good. Day Shift was a lot of fun. He's not winning any awards for it. They cloned Tyrone though. That was really good, especially as his character was really, really good. So.
All right, you want to know all who died in Law Abiding Citizen? I got them all.
Oh, you got them all. Nice.
All right. Of course, Heather Shelton and his daughter. Rupert Ames, who was executed. He rigged the bromide to make sure that he felt everything and died in torture.
Oh yeah, he tortured him. Yeah, I remember that one.
And then Clarence Darby was tortured and mutilated. And then Bill Reynolds was suffocated after being buried alive. And then the unnamed cellmate who was just there and he just bathed in his blood. And then when he booby-tracked the necktie, he killed the unnamed bad guy. Then the judge, Laura Birch, 4 named legal officers who were just there were blown up by the car bomb.
From it.
He was only going for one person because he's going after Jamie, and all 4 of those people died.
Yeah, that's right. He tried killing Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, car bomb again. Sarah Loeb, car bomb. 2 unnamed bodyguards shot to death by Clyde. I'm just telling you, there was collateral damage. There was definitely collateral damage. He was just killing those people. He was killing a lot of other people. So what makes him any better, than someone else who murdered someone on accident or any of that stuff? I'm just saying he wasn't like doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
I remember. He started. He was trying to kill Jamie Foxx at one point, which that's when I kind of like. I'm like that part. I'm like, why are you trying to kill this dude?
He did start by doing those things, but he also ended up killing other people on the end. There's 18 people that died in the movie.
Yeah,
and there's like 12 that deserved it. So there's 6 or 8 people that just died because they're collateral damage, and it would have been more if that building would have been blown up.
Yeah.
So just saying,
I'm gonna watch that again. It is a good movie.
It is. I've watched it a couple of times. I've enjoyed it every time. I enjoyed Gerard Butler in it too.
Yeah. What's up, Tony? Look, mommy, it's the spoiler king. And Derpy said, please don't tell me they're changing it to the mutants. Which ones? Let me know which one you're talking about. Why are they changing to the mutants?
I don't know exactly what he's talking about. I'm trying to
go back.
Think about what we were talking about. But Loki with Ahsoka.
Yeah. I really thought Jamie and Robert would have been the next Richard and Jean or Wesley and Woody.
Oh, X-Men, the mutants. I know what you're talking about. I got you. I got you, Derpy. I understand.
Yeah. Jamie and Robert would have been right next to like Jean, Richard and Jean, and Wesley. Yeah. And from oh my god, what movie? Django.
Yeah.
It was I forgot what was the other dude's name. Yeah.
I would say so. Jamie Foxx, as far as the best ones he's done.
Don't talk about Tony.
You can't tell about Tony. Come on. Any Given Sunday's up there. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, you're ahead of me, man.
Ah!
They haven't even snapped the ball for me yet.
I'm ordering your jersey now. Let's go.
Build
the blocks. I killed it.
Oh, it was DJ Moore. Yeah, you did. Man, they're about to snap the ball right now. So it's like, there you go. There's Martin.
DJ Moore. It's funny because I'm in the Dynasty one. He has DJ Moore, and he is literally destroying me with just DJ Moore.
Oh man, he went after that pick and didn't get it. Yep. There you go, DJ Moore.
Justin Fields.
This is what, his third touchdown today.
Yes. He has like 200-something yards.
Something yards, yeah. And a lot. I mean, he's got what 200-something yards, and more than half of those are from Yak.
But no. I mean, Justin Fields has some dimes, but literally what he's doing is he realized who's his number one receiver, and he's giving him a chance.
He gave Mooney some shots. He couldn't bring it down though. It's kind of like, did we talk about Loki yet? Not yet.
No. Now that the game is over, I feel good about going ahead and talk about Loki.
I know.
DJ Moore has 45 points in Build a Block. He has 8 receptions of 230 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Who would have thought this? Like picking up DJ Moore.
Man.
Oh yeah, because Martin. So on Martin, his dynasty team, he has Justin Fields
and DJ Moore. But he didn't play Justin Fields. I've been telling people, watch. I know Justin Fields has not been doing bad point wise. No, he has not. And
you know who was the leading passer last week?
Justin Fields.
Yeah. With all that BS that people, he can't throw the ball. He was the leading passer and still lost.
Last 3 weeks, he's been scoring so many points. Yeah. I'm just saying, guys, if you want to dynasty
yards after the catch on this one is like almost over 50.
Look at 50. If you want to know what we're talking about, guys. We do a football talk on Dynasty Pipeline. We do it on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Sundays before the games. We're all about it. Let's go, DJ Moore. What's up, Anzo? All right. I think now it's time. Let's get into this show.
Yeah. Well, they were said for the X-Men. So, what do you say? Please don't tell me they're changing it to the mutants. X-Men.
I think that pertains to the MCU reboot of X-Men.
The MCU stuff. So we can start with this real quick before we get into that. Because that is one of the topics that I have. So there is some news for the X-Men that came out recently. That they are looking for a writer and like not showrunner, but the main writer and everything like that, to get the story going. I think Kevin Feige probably, if he's doing what he usually does, he's like, I got the story, you just need to fill in the details and make it an actual script. So they're doing that. So I'm like, okay, cool. I thought you guys would have been on that a little bit more, not like recently, but I get with the strikes and everything like that, whatever. But now the rumor is that they might not start the X-Men
until the reboot.
No.
Really?
In the X-Men. That's one of the big rumors right now, is that when they introduce the X-Men, Wolverine's not going to be part of the team.
Good.
Well, that he wasn't part of the team a lot of times.
Yeah. But it's very opposite of what Fox did, where, like Brandon's been saying all the time, it's the Wolverine show with the X-Men sprinkled in,
Yeah.
So
no, I think that's good. I mean, he doesn't need to be there.
I do. I like it too. But it also gives him an opportunity, and it gives a lot of other mutants. That's why, because a lot of people, he announced a movie like a few years ago that one of them is just going to be called Mutants. And people are like, oh, they're changing X-Men, blah, blah, blah. And I never took it as that. I took it as, you need to introduce mutants before you can introduce a group of mutants, And I didn't mind that.
Is Storm. I always thought that they done her so dirty.
Yeah.
Aurora needs some screen time.
Yeah. So that's why I don't, because if you start off with a small group, kind of what Brian said, like I forgot a while ago, you said something like that, where don't do what the Eternals did and have like a bunch of people. Have a core 5 people, and then you can build out the team, with different storylines and different things. Imagine Storm getting her own movie.
Dude, I would Wolverine, because you could do a Storm storyline and then you could do the whole Black Panther storyline with them getting married and all that stuff, and that could be that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could do with them. Yeah, but you could do that with even the Fantastic Four, because they're always doing the Fantastic Four. Black Panther was introduced with the Fantastic Four. So I mean, just all that stuff would be really cool.
We said she got some in Phoenix.
It was all about Phoenix again.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Force, which is awesome, but it's not just Jean Grey. The Phoenix Force itself is amazing when you really talk about it. So
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I heard that rumor, and a lot of other people have been talking about it, and I like it. And a lot of people are saying it's a stupid idea, and I'm like, I like it. Like, let's introduce the mutants. Let's introduce the core of who this group is, and then we can start introducing the other mutants who are part of the X-Men, and maybe who might not be part of the X-Men. You know what I mean? Who might be part of the Brotherhood, or what are some of the other groups? X-Men. The fancy ones that like Emma Frost is in.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can't think of what it's called.
You know, but then you can do like stuff like, all stuff like that, and I think you can do some really cool storylines, and it'll be like a mini versions of Avengers, where like, here's your group, because you have to have at least that, and then build it together, and then you have your like kind of big movie that brings in all the X-Men versus Magneto and all those guys, rather than blowing your load the first movie and then
not having any storyline to go with it. I always thought that if you had a Fantastic Four in one corner and X-Men in the other corner, and had the Avengers in the other corner, like, that's great, and that's great story building, and that's so much information that you could put out there, and you could cross reference these people, and they could be in each other's movies without feeling stupid or feeling like you're making something happen that doesn't make sense. You have so much to do with it. I enjoy that idea.
Yeah. I like that a lot. And Putin's guy said Phoenix, terrible movie, but the best X-Men fight at the end. Which one was Phoenix? Was that X-Men 3? Was the Phoenix?
It was so stupid when Magneto has brainwashed her, and then remember when Logan had to like force go against it, and then stab her.
I didn't like it.
I was like,
he was the only one that could do it because he can heal, and I remember that. Yeah.
All right. I think Kevin Davis is telling us we need to go start talking about Ahsoka. So let's go do this now.
with it. Well, real quick, I want to know what Brandon thinks about not putting Wolverine, because I know he's always had opinions about Fox always overusing him. So what do you think about Wolverine possibly not being at the beginning with the X-Men?
Like I said, good. Yeah. They like there's just so much oversaturation of that character in the Fox movies that not even at the expense of every other character, is at the detriment of every character. It was fucking annoying. They just made it Wolverine and friends, and just every other fucking character they're just there to make him look good, rather than treating it like an ensemble like X-Men fucking always was. It pissed me off so much.
But I mean, that's the thing about X-Men, though. I mean, that's my problem. Once again, if you make it too big, you can't focus on each individual like you really need to. Yeah. I always thought that was so cool about the 92 and 97 runs, because they were able to focus on each individual character a little bit more, and they have a storyline around that character, and then they can bring in Rogue and Gambit and things like that, because they've already fleshed out the whole rest of the older ones, and then we can bring in a new group, and you can continue to do that because there's so many good characters. So I mean, I think it's great to have it X-Men as the original group, and then you could bring in Wolverine afterwards. He could be a rogue guy. He could be a guy that's in and out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he usually is in the comics. He's like usually off kind of doing his own thing. He's like kind of like the lone wolf of the group. To an extent, I almost kind of consider him to be like not like a side character, but yeah, to an extent, a side character.
He's like the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
doing his own side quest.
He shouldn't necessarily be the face of the franchise. But no one told Bryan Singer And it was frustrating. It's one of the main reasons I find the X-Men franchise so frustrating. Like he's a cool character, but he's not the only cool character, and that's what they failed to grasp. And not only that, they just went out of their way to do every other character as dirty as they could, and and just there just to make him look better by comparison. They made him the end all be all of the universe. Bryan Singer even fucking halted the whole narrative of X-Men Apocalypse just so he could shoehorn his Wolverine hard on into the movie.
Wow.
Did he do that movie too?
Yeah, he did Apocalypse.
Did he? Oh yeah, that one sucked so bad.
But it was a great idea. I thought Apocalypse was a great idea. They couldn't pull it off. They couldn't pull off any of the storylines. That was
but that's the thing too. It's also like with was it Days of Future Past or whatever? It was like you're doing the reboot, but you're still making it about Wolverine because Wolverine is now the only guy that can go into past. I was like, what? Like, are we rebooting or is this just still the Wolverine kind of movie? Which don't get me wrong, I love Wolverine.
It's about money.
Too much. It is about money.
It's about money.
So much about it. Yeah.
And you know what? This is gonna
6 F-bombs.
No one's keeping count.
This is gonna sound like blasphemy, and no disrespect to Hugh Jackman. This is just one guy's opinion, but I really don't think he's the like definitive Wolverine everyone says he is. He only gets
no one thinks that, right? Because we know
everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks that. He's too tall. He's too dashing. He's too conventionally Hollywood handsome. Just like he does great with what he's given, but I don't find him to be the Wolverine. I don't necessarily think that he is Wolverine.
Here's my thing. I'll say this. I always thought he's not the right Wolverine for the comic book, but it might not be popular if we have another Wolverine. You need to be a good looking guy to sell movies sometimes. And I just thought that if you're going to do a good looking guy, just get a smaller one. But when we look back at it, we might say Hugh Jackman still is the best one. It's totally possible. But I just think that I would like, if you're going to reboot it, do it closer to the comic books and give us a chance to try. So let us see. Let me see if Daniel Radcliffe can do it. Let me see, if some of these guys can do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm not gonna show that Putin because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube and stuff. But he said Bryan Singer did some bad things, and he did, and that's why he's probably done in Hollywood. I never liked Bryan Singer anyway, and I already said because he goes, I don't know. So Martin said, I don't know who's mad, Brandon about X-Men, Wolverine, or Tank about Beast Wars. Oh, I hate the X-Men too, man. You didn't hear my rant the other day. I hate Bryan Singer for ruining the first on-screen X-Men. He absolutely ruined it. Ruined the characters, and I was so mad, and I'm still so mad about it because they took my favorite comic book characters of all time and made Storm stupid, made Rogue stupid, made Wolverine not know Sabretooth. Everyone looked cool in their parts, but that wasn't Cyclops. He looked like Cyclops.
Yeah, but
that wasn't Cyclops. You know what
I mean? He wasn't douchey enough.
But he wasn't cocky enough either. Like Cyclops is a cocky.
He
douchey,
knew.
He
knew what was going on. That's why he was able to lead all of it because he knew what he was. He's like, I got this. Don't worry about this.
They whittled down his whole persona to just a whiny Boy Scout who was just there to freaking cock block Wolverine. That was his entire purpose in the movies. Just went out of his way to just do every character as dirty as he could. It fucking pissed me off so much.
Yeah, it became the Wolverine show, and it was kind of but that's why I do like. He goes, "Do you like X2, Professor Fan Film?" I didn't like any of them, man. I didn't. I tolerated them because we didn't have that much, but
I didn't hate X2.
I thought X2 was worse than X1. You know, but then X3 was worse than the other ones.
I think
progressively got
the
worse.
problem is because what was going on afterwards. You know, like literally what was following. But you know, if you just did it for the first one for that movie, it would have been fine. And they changed that and went back to the regular storyline, it would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when I think of Professor X, honestly, I think of Patrick Stewart. It's just what it is for me.
Yeah.
You know,
there's
before he was even casted. That's what I thought about anyway.
Yeah, there was casting that ranged to like that's perfect, and then other casting was like, oh, that's okay, and then other casting is like, what the hell are you even doing?
Like, I mean, I'm never talking about bad about people, but I mean, Storm, really? That's what you guys gonna choose? Halle Berry, Storm, from Kenya?
Yeah.
She was the big thing. She was big back then. I get why they did it, you know, because she's like, hey, who's like the biggest black actress in Hollywood right now? Halle Berry, cool. You know, she's gonna be Storm. But they could have done some cool stuff with it, but they just made her stupid with the worst one-liners. With the worst one-liners, you know.
Yeah,
but that's why like
they get electrocuted.
Yeah.
Same thing as everything else.
That didn't even make any sense. That was horrible. Yeah. But it's like they did Rogue the dirtiest. I don't know, man, because they did Storm really dirty too.
Because you just don't understand how important Storm is supposed to be and how powerful. Honestly, she shouldn't have to take 15 minutes to warm up. Like, okay, hold on. Let me limber up. You know, it's going to happen. Just wait.
Like sits there and like zap zap like warm. Yeah,
it's like a lawnmower.
Yeah,
not yet. Hold on. You know, come on.
Yeah, but yeah, this didn't care for all of them. And then when they rebooted it, and I forgot what the first one was when they rebooted it with Kevin Bacon and James McAvoy was the First Class. I liked it, but that still had a lot of problems. You know what they did with who's the guy that changes like shapes and stuff like that?
Darwin.
When they killed Darwin, I was done with the movie. I'm like, okay, so the guy who literally cannot die dies in the stupidest way possible.
You know, basically Fox that was Fox, Matthew Vaughn and Bryan Singer's way of saying, even when your power is literally to adapt to anything for the sole purpose of surviving, you're still black.
Yeah.
I was trying not to laugh. I'm sorry. That was good.
Yeah. And I mean, you're not wrong. But yeah, that was the one thing I was like, that was stupid. Yeah. Olivia Munn killed it. She looked great as Psylocke. Yeah, she looked great as Psylocke.
I'm a huge Olivia Munn fan.
Yeah.
It just
I was, and then not anymore. I'm good.
I'll go.
Yeah. Because I remember watching her on G4 like way back on the day in Attack of the Show before like she was like a famous person, you know, and then she got famous and then that was it. But she did look it, you know, it fit. She looked like the comic book character. She looked great.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the character was kind of you know, just dialogue was bad. Yeah, and it's not even her. That was just the dialogue was written bad. So, but that whole movie sucked, man. The Apocalypse movie
Apocalypse was trash.
Yeah.
Look, one of the greatest movies of all time. And it was awful. Like they just did him. Even what they did with him was stupid.
Yeah. I like First Class. I liked First Class, and then that part happened, and I was kind of like, what are we doing here? But it was super sidetracked a lot. But hopefully we get something good when they come to the MCU. You know, we're getting a writer. You know, Kevin Feige is looking for a writer, and I'm pretty sure he has his idea of what he wants, and he's gonna tell whoever's writing it. He goes, listen, these are the things, make it happen. Fill in the empty spots, and
you need to focus on Cyclops at the beginning. Jean Grey's important, but she's interesting more than she is important. She's interesting. Storm is the most powerful. Make her powerful.
I don't even know if you put Storm in. If you don't put Wolverine, I don't even know if you put Storm in. Do you start with the original 5?
I think you still have to put Storm in because you can't whitewash it.
Give her own movie. Would you
No,
rather
I'm saying
see
you
her
have
in
to.
the
You can't have an
ensemble?
X-Men. If you have an X-Men movie and you don't have any black characters, watch The Rage. You just put all these white people in it.
That is true.
No, bro, you can't do that.
That's true because the main five were Beast before he was Harry, Cyclops, Jean, Iceman. Who was the last one?
Angel.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. And
so
then,
if you do that, and we just have 3 white guys and 3 white girls, we're gonna have a problem.
That is true.
So you can't do that. I just say,
but you can't go too far with putting all these characters in, because then you might.
No, I think you
run into what you run with the Eternals.
You put in the 5 most important 5 because they didn't put the first Avengers. These aren't the best Avengers. They did the most popular Avengers. So when you do X-Men, you're not gonna do the first X-Men. You do the most popular X-Men. So you leave Wolverine out of it because the ensemble was the ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
So of the top one. So that's why I feel like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to bring Wolverine in, just do the cartoon. Cart the movie the way the cartoon. Copy and paste, live action, boom, $1 billion.
Pretty much.
There you go. I solved your problem, Kevin Feige. Find Jubilee, and she's kind of the centerpiece that brings everything together for it, and then Sentinels, all that shit, and then go. But I don't know.
I think you do. I always think Storm, Iceman, Cyclops, probably Jean Grey, and Beast.
Yeah. You can't have Cyclops without Jean.
Yeah, that's just. It's like peanut butter, no jelly. Ham, no burger. Cereal, no milk.
Tony said Wolverine overshadows the other characters, which is true. Give him his own movie. I would love. What's a great way to introduce a Wolverine? Put him in a Hulk movie.
Ooh.
Hulk versus Wolverine. People will lose their damn mind. If you make Hulk again, and make him that monster, and then have Wolverine show up to stop him, then you're just like, you really don't need to explain it too much, because then you could do a prequel with Wolverine and have his own little side story, and then he's in and out of the X-Men, kind of like how in comic book and certain versions of the comic book. But
treat him like you treat Deadpool.
Pretty much. Isn't Bishop set in the future? He is.
Yes.
Yeah, him and Cable.
He's a cool character, but you got 250 comic books to get through before you get to Bishop.
You start doing the time travel stuff.
Gave him like 2 lines in the Days of Future Past movie.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, again, looked awesome. He looked amazing. And then
maybe you want to do it before Method Man gets old. You let him be Bishop.
And actually have him do something. Tony said, "I hope Pootie Tang shows up as a belt
with his belt." Oh man, specialist mutant. With the towel, and he's done. He goes right back around and buckles up. That's awesome.
But yeah.
Wolverine does have 3 movies of his own, and one of them is probably one of the greatest comic book movies I've ever seen.
What? Only 3?
Logan is. I don't complain about Logan because I love what they did with that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It was almost perfection for me.
Yeah. See, but they didn't have to take away from other characters. Like it was his movie, and Professor X was there, part of it, and then you had X-23 and stuff like that to help it. But it was his movie, But I mean, you can even say the first 3 X-Men were,
all Wolverine
movies. Yeah. Who would y'all cast as the MCU X-Men?
I like Taron Egerton. I've always thought that he's perfect
as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he'd be a good Wolverine.
I just love what he did in Kingsman and Rocky Man. I just feel like he'll be a good Wolverine.
Yeah. I am still going with Glenn Powell as Cyclops.
Same. That's what I was going to say.
Because he is Cyclops. Yep. I thought that. I didn't know that he was. I didn't know his name was Glenn Powell. I thought it was the Cyclops. The guy who plays Cyclops. That's what it is. Scott Summers, exactly.
Wow.
We gotta get a Pooh Scott.
She's probably a little too old for the role at this point, but I used to say my one of my choices for Jean Grey would have been Rooney Mara, but she's probably too old at this point.
We gotta go younger.
How old is she? Yeah.
We gotta go younger. Right now.
She's a little 38.
Yeah, that's way too old right now.
Maybe, I don't know, like Catherine McNamara wouldn't be bad.
Well, Glenn Powell's 34.
Say what?
Glenn Powell is 34. I thought he was younger.
Taron Egerton is 33, but Logan could be older.
Logan could be older. Well, he can look older, and
he's fine. Yeah. He could be whatever he needs to be.
That's why maybe Rooney Mara might not be too bad.
I think she but Jean can't be young, can't be old.
Yeah,
Jean has to be younger. So that's just whatever.
All
right, let's get to Poon's Cast because I want to get to this review.
Yeah. And it is blasphemy. I hate Logan. Who wants to watch old Wolverine die?
Dude, the whole old man Logan is the greatest run. Oh my god, it's hard for me to even say that. Like, it's so.
I mean, even in the comic book, old man Logan, he doesn't die.
Yeah, because he can't.
He dies, but he comes back, but he ain't dead. So.
And that's why you saw the ground shaking, and you saw the medicine man at the end of Logan. Like, I'm telling you, like, come on.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I think it was fitting. Yeah. The one in the Japanese, the Wolverine, but that was good. The end fight was a little corny, but that was a good one. I did enjoy it. We're gonna talk about Ahsoka in a second. Jane Levy as Jean.
Oh, from Evil Dead remake and Don't Breathe.
Oh, okay. I can kind of see that.
She's 33.
I could probably see her as more of a rogue.
I will see Rogue too, but does Rogue have to be younger too?
I mean, you can't have a bunch of like 40-year-old men and a bunch of 20-year-old women. And then, oh, hey, these guys grew up together in high school. It was like, I mean, was he the teacher and she's the student? Was that the case? But she's still.
I don't think it's a problem with Logan. Logan doesn't matter. He could be older.
No, Logan, he could be
older.
Because you're already gonna say he's 100-something years old already.
He's 20 years old. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I agree, Sadie Sink. That's probably what they're gonna go with.
I'll just.
Say, I mean, from Stranger Things.
For Jean.
For Jean.
I'd hope Jean would look. I'd hope Jean would look older than she's older than like 15.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink doesn't look 15 anymore. What are you talking about?
But she does.
The last time you seen her,
The Whale. Where she played. Wasn't she 15 in The Whale?
I mean, she's 21 now, so by the time we go to get it, she'll be 24. Like, I don't know. That's my problem. Cast someone who's 38, because by the time we get it, she's 43. Do another movie, she's 47. Do another movie, she's 50. All right, come on, man. Let's go.
I don't mind them.
50?
Yeah, makeup and stuff. Look at who you said last time. Look at J-Lo. Who are all the women that we listed last time over 50?
Yeah, but there's like 4 of them in the entire world.
Yeah, she looked a little too young. Like, she still plays high school kids in everything she does. She has not yet played an adult in anything.
But she just turned 21.
Yeah,
like right now, like
April.
But my point is that we're not getting a movie today. They're not filming this movie today.
They're not gonna start shooting until
having a 23-year-old, and then by the time it comes out, 25-year-old makes sense. And you get
then everyone else, everyone else we just said, like Glenn Powell. Then that's too old for Glenn Powell. You know,
you probably have to go young.
Don't matter. Yeah, you would have to go really young.
You have to go young with all of them. I honestly think you need to go. Everyone needs to be between the ages of 30 and 20 to 30. All of them, except for Wolverine. Doesn't matter how old he is. He could be older, but everyone else needs to be between the ages of 20 and 30.
Yeah. I can see that. Although that would be kind of weird. Like, well, I would know if you get was it Egerton? What was his name?
Yeah,
Egerton.
Yeah, and he has like a thing for like Sadie Sink. Jean Grey.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. So the Winston is Rogue. Yeah, she's only 5'3". Oh yeah, she is. Holy shit. Yeah, that's not. With height in movies, like, I'm not too worried.
I mean, how tall do you
they
think
make yeah they make Tom Cruise look like 6 foot, so they're fine. She would be a better Rogue. Ellie Bammer.
She's very young looking though. But I do like, if you're gonna go young, I agree. Go all young. Go all the way.
Yeah. Okay. From Willow, all Nocturnal Animals. She was in Nocturnal Animals. Good. Okay. Yeah. Again, 26. She's still pretty young. I can see that. I can see her. A lot of redheads, man. Y'all think a lot of redheads. So, but cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. That went on a super long rant from Wolverine to fan casting. There you go. Us talking about X-Men, which I know that was probably going to happen because I forget how much I love X-Men. Going back to all the stuff Brian showed in the beginning. Yeah. Was like,
I saw it and I was like, okay, let's talk about Ahsoka. You're like, no.
No, I don't love X-Men at all. It's like,
that's your arm's reach. You have it right there.
Yeah. So I know you got a bunch of good ones too. So yeah, I knew that was maybe gonna happen. All right, but let us know. Anybody watching on the replay, let us know what your fan casting is and what you think about Wolverine possibly not being in the start of the X-Men group. But
I think it makes more sense that they are young.
Yeah.
If they're young and then Wolverine's not started because he's older than them, I think that works even better.
Yeah, because Wolverine's like stuck at 30 something, so you can get a 30 something, 40 something, early, 30 to 40-year-old guy, and like, oh yeah, he's 200 years old. Like, okay, I get it. Bryce Dallas Howard can play Rogue.
I'm good with it. You wouldn't even need a padded suit to fill it out. That's awesome.
Let's go.
With that accent. Bryce had how many kids? I don't even know.
It's not good enough.
Let me but leave a comment, let us know. Let me get ready for Ahsoka. All right. So we'll talk about the episode and then we'll finish the episode and then we'll do a quick season 1 review of just how everything. It'll be more of a now later never just for the season, so but let's get it. All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kerwin, Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about Ahsoka, the finale of season 1. Man, I know I still feel weird about it. And I saw it twice already.
I've seen it now 3 times.
Yeah,
I listened to it while I was driving. I was like, I was just driving around, just listening to it, like, okay.
Yeah. So, with that being said, Brandman, initial thoughts, how you feel about it?
I thought it was fine. I liked how it hit the ground running, and I liked that there was a lot going on during it. I liked a lot of the character back and forth. That was pretty fun to watch. It left me it left me wanting more in some way, shape, or form. I think there's more that they can do with it. So, definitely one of the finales of the Star Wars Disney Plus series that I was a little more pleased with.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
What are you, Brian?
My initial thoughts were, it was interesting. It was an interesting thing. It had a lot of things that were going on. I like the things that they are doing, but the problem that I saw, in episode 7 happened, or it's episode 6. I was like, you're opening too many storylines and you can't close any of these things out. It didn't feel like a finale because nothing closed, nothing ended. It left everything very open-ended. Like, only thing we got different was Ezra got home. Everything else was just open-ended. And it's hard for it to be a season 1 finale when you didn't have all that stuff. So, it was interesting. I didn't hate it, but I don't think it was one of the best ones I've ever seen either.
Yeah. Same. It just the more I thought, the more it reminded me of like something like Lost. I was like, I have more questions at the end of season 1 than I did at the beginning of season 1, and I feel like that's never a good. It's never a fun feeling to have at the end of the season, because you're supposed to have some kind of accomplishment or some kind of like satisfaction at the end of the season, and I did love a lot of things that they did. I don't know if I'm satisfied with the way it ended. But I am excited for what is going to come.
It opened up the world. If you're complaining about the world being too only focused on one family, this fixed that totally.
Yeah. If your problem's like, why is everything always happening on Coruscant? Well, we're far away from that now, and it's like, why does everything have to happen with Skywalkers? Again, we're very far away from that, and stuff like that. But I didn't feel fully satisfied with the season at the end. But I am excited to see where the rest of the story goes, because it kind of feels like a half a season. Like I would be okay if they come out and say, hey, this is only the first half of season 1. The second half of season 1 is going to come out later. I know they can't do that because it's going to be such a large gap. So it's not a mid-season kind of break. But that's what it kind of feels like. It's not Attack on Titan. Yeah, you can take one season and spread it out for 5 years.
I just felt like, specifically, they should have closed at least one of the doors. Did something to have some type of closure to something. And there was no closure there. I liked a lot of stuff they did. I agree.
Yeah. So this is a good transition. Putin's cat said it was fine. Sabine was a bit overpowered. Yeah. So we are going to get into spoilers. We are going to get into a lot of spoilers and stuff like that. So I'm gonna see if any of you bring this up. But also, Putin's cat said Ezra got closure.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't know if he did.
No, because he's going right back.
I mean, he got more information about his master.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, that lightsaber building, that was awesome.
That was super awesome. Yeah. But yeah, we are going to get into spoilers and everything. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, pause, come back, and then let us know what you think. But Brandon, what are some good things you liked about this finale? Like good parts.
I liked the dogfight battle at the beginning. That was pretty good. The lightsaber battle with like the zombified stormtroopers, I thought that was pretty fun. The one-on-one duels were really, really good. And
even the group duels were good.
Yeah, I liked I thought the final shot was pretty decent. The one that I'm talking about. That was pretty cool. I liked what the show did with Anakin as a whole.
Oh yes.
I'd say those were my most memorable.
I told you Diane Lee practiced a lot, which is Morgan's character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to get into that.
All right. What about you, Brian? What are some parts that you liked about the show or the episode?
I thought it was really well done overall. My favorite part probably was seeing Ahsoka and Sabine, how their relationship had developed, seeing how Ezra has developed, and seeing Huyang building the lightsaber. I thought that was really cool. I thought Thrawn was better because I was arguing all last week, like the entire time. Thrawn should be blowing up the stuff. He should be putting his foot down, blowing up the ship. And you know what Thrawn said as soon as it came on? He's like, hey, let's go blow up that ship. It was like he was listening to me. He was like, yeah, let's go do this right now. No, he was like, that's almost impossible for them to get here. So let's go get ready for them to get here. You know, I thought that was really cool. That Thrawn was more Thrawn to me in this episode than he was in other previous episodes. In the 7th one, the 6th one, I didn't think that he was very Thrawn in those. You know,
yeah,
he planned out a little bit better. He knew what was going on. He knew how they were going to do their thing a little bit more, and I thought that was cool.
He was more himself.
Exactly. It made more sense, and I looked forward to having him now. You know, going forward. I thought, especially if you don't know who he was, now you know more. I thought the scenery was great. What I saw with Balin was awesome. That's also part of the stuff I hated because I saw with Balin. But we'll get to that later. I thought the zombies were awesome. Was so very cool. I loved Ahsoka just fighting through everything. I love what Sabine was doing until she showed. Yeah, we'll get to that later. But the things they did, I enjoyed what they did. I thought the timing was a little bit off, but I enjoyed what they were doing. If this was episode 7 or 6, if this is the penultimate episode, I would be very happy. Because it's the finale, I think we missed a little bit. So, yeah.
And Boone's cat said, everyone that came for Thrawn didn't leave except for the damn robot. And he stole their ride. Yeah. So, pretty much.
Oh man. Wait, what's your initial thoughts though?
I liked it a lot. I had fun with it. It wasn't perfect. I thought the fighting scenes were really fun. Were really good, well choreographed, which I expect nothing else from Diana Lee. I think so. I thought
it was a little sloppy.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they, because I mean, this might be, be going on with Anzo and doing the round table talking about it. It wasn't very fast. It wasn't as good as the prequel. The prequels. Ahsoka is obviously very good at what she's doing. But even so, Ezra and Sabine, I thought were very sloppy, and even with Diana Lee, I thought it could have been better. It seemed like one was really good. She was very powerful, but I didn't think that it wasn't crisp. It wasn't like watching Darth Maul, go against Obi-Wan. Like it wasn't that. Qui-Gon Jinn. I think those type of things you really want. I'm not a huge prequels fan, but I think I have to agree with Danny that they have better lightsaber battles.
100%.
Really, and I thought that you really need to do that, especially with smaller people that are supposed to be more skillful, that have these powerful weapons. I would like that could be a lot faster, a lot more crisp, very on target, and it wasn't very on target. I felt like it was a little bit sloppy overall.
I don't know. I don't mind it. Also, it's hard to compare. It's hard to compare a TV show with a movie where Hugh McGregor and Christian Hedison spent months and months and months. I mean, there's even a clip of George Lucas talking about that final scene where they do the saber fight, and he goes, "They were going so fast that I had to tell them slow it down." Because that's how well and choreographed they had trained. But you can't really do that in a TV show because you have to like, hey, we can't spend that much time on this. Like we gotta.
That's the greatest lightsaber battle of all time. I'm just talking about like episode 1, Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn. which was a lot slower, but it was very crisp.
Yeah.
Every movement was very on it, so I just,
I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought I liked it because like she was kind of like juiced up, so she was like roid rage with a badass sword, and she had a sword, her, which call back to the Clone Wars, which is awesome.
Yeah, that sword was something that can block lightsabers, and it's something if you really looked it up, it's a very cool sword.
Yeah, I think that sword fought because I wind up looking it up after we talked about it.
What's his name? Mace Windu.
Mace Windu. Yeah. So, but I enjoyed it. I thought that last saber fight was good. I do have a problem with it, but it wasn't the actual fighting itself. I enjoyed it. I don't expect like crazy choreographed kind of stuff, but I thought it was pretty good for what we got, because there was still a bunch of other stuff going on too with it. But the zombies were awesome, but I think we all knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Nothing surprised me though. That's the one thing I would say. Nothing surprised me. I did, but I wasn't really like thrown off. With like say season 2 of Mandalorian, you're like, oh my god. With this one is like, oh yeah, that happened. I knew that was happening. I knew that was going to happen. So yeah. So that even the whole Balin thing at the end, I kind of knew something was going to happen. I mean, they really didn't tell us, but they gave us a very, very good hint, where it could go.
But that was very cool, even seeing that scene, because you see the father pointing, so he's pointing at something, right?
Yeah.
And then you see the son, the brother, whatever, he's totally there, but he's right there. And then the daughter, whose head is cut off, is not there, and that symbolism was very cool.
Yeah.
And then what are they pointing at? Is it the mother? It's so many cool things that they did with that scene, but it was very quick, and that's all we got. Balin.
Yeah, even like I studied and watched other people talk about it, and that one scene, that one shot was super cool and a lot of stuff. Because the brother looked younger. He didn't look how he looked in some of the paintings. He looked a little bit smaller. And I was like, oh, so that's all gonna be pretty interesting.
That's why you thought that maybe this is the plan that they probably were on.
Oh, originally from
originally. Yeah.
So we're gonna get a bunch of old shit in there. Who's pointing at the Kurt Burger? Let me know when it's time to get into that.
Hey, Kurt Burger is out right now, so yeah. Want me to send you one in the mail? Want me to smell you one?
Was if send it to me, I can flash freeze it and then we can ship it.
Ship it to L. That's the only way she's gonna end up getting it.
and then you just defrost it and cook it.
Just fry it. 360 degrees.
Burger.
Ship 3, please.
Ship 3, please. Because that's just for me. That ain't even for the kids and the husband. That's just for me.
That's probably for her and the kids. Her husband's probably not gonna get one. So they messed up. That's how my family works.
Yeah.
I don't get one.
You don't get one. You get to watch them. That's
exactly
your enjoyment.
You get to see the smile on my face.
Yeah. Here you go. So Poonscat said, anytime we have a big battle on Disney Plus, something is off. Mando 3 and the finale with all the stormtroopers, the smaller fights are better. That is interesting. But I think it's because of that, because you can't spend as much time on a TV show as you can a movie. And especially like you said, it's hard to compare that. But
it's hard, but when it's so epic, and we're talking about this could save Star Wars for what it was. It literally is the one show, because honestly, I gotta say 4, 5, and 6 are still the greatest things I've seen in Star Wars in 25 years, 30 years. Like the greatest thing.
I don't know. I like Rogue One a lot too, though.
I like Rogue One.
Yeah.
I could like what Rogue One is fine. I still say 4, 5, 6 is better. Yeah. Like literally, I'm saying, it's fine, but it's like the best thing you've gotten in a long, long time.
Yeah.
As far as Star Wars feeling.
Yeah.
But doesn't that take a lot of stuff off of 7 and 8 though? Because 7 and 8 was less, intense and not as great as the other ones. So that kind of just, I don't know, made it feel smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminded you that we're watching a TV show and not a movie, which you forget that sometimes, because you forget how you remember how epic Star Wars is, and you're like, oh wait, but we're in a smaller version of it. We're on a TV show, so you got to compare it more to the Clone Wars cartoon, to Rebels cartoon, more like that, especially with Filoni in charge. That's the direct comparisons that you can do for me. So but yeah, he said episode 7 was okay.
Yeah, 7 and 8 were both okay.
Yeah. All right, so Brandon, what didn't you like about the last episode?
I think how do I word this? You could tell the writers felt the pressure on to just wrap everything up as quickly as possible, and just like the ending, the last couple minutes felt really jam packed, and it almost felt like they were indecisive if they want to make another season, if this is going to bridge off into a movie, if it's going to be a one off, and I think it kind of showed. I think that I'm kind of wondering if all the open, like some of the loose ends they left, if any of it's going to pay off down the line. I guess we have to wait and see. It just
I don't think we gotta wait that long, honestly.
Hopefully, I hope
it just
the Acolyte's going to be right with this.
This is my turn.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention when we were talking anyway.
It just felt like they don't know, and it showed. But I'd say that was my big thing. It just it just kind of felt that it just felt really obligated to go big.
Yeah. Well, like Boomcat said that like no one at Lucasfilm can tell them what's next.
Mm-hmm.
So
they don't know who's gonna run it.
Exactly, kind of what you're saying. Like, what happens next? And they all look at each other. Oh,
who's the leader? And everyone's like, oh.
And Filoni's in the back, like raising his hand, like no one's picking up.
Anybody else? Anyone?
He's like banging on the desk, like pick me. But yeah.
So I'd say that was my hang up with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you? I'll save that question. Never mind. I'll save it for when we talk about the whole season. Okay. If you got anything else, let us know. Brian, what didn't you like?
I thought the lightsaber battle was a little sloppy. I thought it could have been more crisp. I would love to get a little bit of Shin. Except just that one thing. Oh, we know where she's going, but could give me a little bit more closure with that idea of what's going on. The same thing when I say about Balin. A little bit more of that. I would appreciate it. Nothing. I mean, I hated what Sabine. So she went from not being able to use the Force to be able to call and pull her lightsaber out to being able to force push a human being across this crevice that just, I'm like, what the hell? Like, you did this all in 7 minutes. That's crazy. Like, it was the jumps were, it's like, it made sense in your head, but maybe you didn't think about how that was going to work in real life. And I feel like that's what we were getting from Filoni. A lot of that was just like, in my head, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to hurry up and do it. But it didn't make sense. But even though they foreshadowed it, no one liked the idea of Sabine being able to use the Force and then being a master of the Force immediately. You couldn't do nothing. How? Because you're just more emotional then? And then all of a sudden you knew where their emotion came from? It didn't make sense. I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's part of the flow that I feel like. I felt like the show, the last episode didn't flow as well as the previous episodes did. I feel like it was, some things were fast, some things were slow, some things were like, I have to get this idea out, so I'm going to throw it out there real quick. It was just so much that was just kind of missing. So that, I think those are my biggest gripes. I don't even care that, we don't know exactly what's going on with who was calling Bailey, even though that was talked about throughout the entire first season and we still don't know. I could deal with that because I know what's coming in the movie. Because I think that's going to have a real big bad. But at least tell me something. Have some closure at something. And I don't think they closed anything. Everything was wide open still.
Mm-hmm.
The things that happened at the beginning are still there at the end, except they just flip places.
Kind of. Yeah.
That's just it.
That.
So
yeah.
Those are my negatives. So what you got?
Okay. Kind of continue with the Balin and Shin thing. Like if they would have kind of hung out until the very end, and they're like, if he would have like, and this is where we split. You have to go your story. I have to go do mine. Instead, they did it in the episode 7. They should have done it in 8, where he's like, I taught you everything I could teach. You need to learn the rest on your own. And he goes, I have to go to whatever's calling me, kind of thing. So I think that would have been more of a better ending for them too, instead of them doing it in the previous episode. And then also I guess they kind of did, because we don't see them at all in this episode until the last 2 minutes, and even then they don't say a word, So maybe, that's what kind of happened, just not in the last episode, even though that was the last thing that happened with them. I don't know. I was just upset with that a lot, where I was like, oh, these awesome characters, you don't even put them in the last episode,
Yep.
Like Shin, I don't know what's going on with Shin. She's the leader of these, like thug, guys now. She's like coming in like, I'm a badass. Y'all listen to me now. And he's doing his thing, which is super cool. But I was a little upset that we got none of that. I was also like upset that they didn't set up the Morgan and Ahsoka fight. It was happened. Like, boom, we're here, and now they fight. It was like they didn't even see each other since she got arrested. Since she beat her ass last time. That was the last time she saw her in Mandalorian season 2. So and now it's like, like I guess you still hold a grudge or whatever. But I was like, it happened, and for me it was a cool fight. I like the fight, but it just felt off because it just happened. There wasn't no build up. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the thing, because the whole time you're like, she's gonna fight Balin. She's gonna fight Balin. Round 3, you know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna do? And that we never got that. Instead, we got her against Morgan, and as good as I liked it, it just felt off because of that. Like, it just didn't build up to it.
You didn't set that up in the season at all, and then obviously you're just gonna go back to that.
Yeah. So that was kind of my issue with that fight. It wasn't the fight itself. It just happened. It was like, what? And then yeah, same thing with Sabine. The whole time I'm sitting with me and Eric are watching it, and you see it happening. She sees it, and I'm like, no. Erica looked at me. She goes, what? I'm like, she's gonna fucking grab it. And Erica's like, no. And then she grabbed it. I'm like,
told you,
man, why? And then Erica's like, oh, maybe it was really Ezra that pushed it to her, and like, let her think she got the power, kind of thing. I'm like, if they can explain that, I'll be cool with it. But instead, they double down with the stupid jump thing. I was like,
and then let her be able to force push. I was like, oh, so
I was like,
you just learned.
Just learned. You do it. I'm like, and it's not even like. With Rey, you can always explain, it's like, oh, well, it's in her genes type of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, she's just that naturally strong in the Force. You can explain it with that stupid stuff as much as you want. With her, we were literally told she is the least worst person that Hugh Yang has ever seen with midichlorians, and he's been around for hundreds of years at this point.
1,500 years he's been around.
Yeah, and she's the worst. And then all of a sudden, like, she goes from like barely getting a lightsaber to her hands to,
I can force push you across the crevice of 1,500 yards. Like, what?
Yeah. So I was just like, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? So, and I knew it was coming though. I knew they were gonna eventually give her force powers. The whole time I'm like, I hope they don't. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. And then in the back of my head the whole time I'm like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it, and they did it, and it was really upsetting.
Yeah.
But Putin's cat, I guess he didn't like this. He goes, I need Morgan to live.
What I would have said, why didn't the Night Sisters, they could bring everyone else back to life, why wouldn't they let Morgan back to life? Everyone else is walking zombie. The problem is then Thrawn blew up the entire building, so it didn't matter.
Oh, that was kind of a good part though, because when he says blow up the temple, and all the sisters like look at him like, what the fuck you just said? It's like, and yeah, I'm like, we're off to a bumpy start already. You know, it's like, you used up your magic, and now you're like, oh, now we're in my galaxy.
Yeah. Hey, Thrawn was not playing no games though. He was like, every time I'm going after them. I'm blowing stuff up. Everything I complained about last week, I take it all back. Thrawn was about that. He was about that life.
Yeah, but it should never got that point. That was my issue. Yeah. So real quick, and then some Poon's Cat said on network TV, if the show works, they continue. Yep. Brandon, did you finish it? Because I know he had like 2 episodes left. Yeah. He said, I feel like I should the cartoon to get some backstory because I am not sure our relationship with Ezra yet, and I get why Thrawn is important, but backstory to understand better would be nice. Definitely.
That's important.
Definitely. You know, they don't tell you, you know, because they can't tell you, but you 100% need to watch Rebels before you watch the show.
To enjoy it to the right way. Yeah.
To get the relationships, to get Thrawn, to get Ezra and Sabine and stuff like that. Because their relationship here seemed very like one-sided love, like she almost like loved him, and it was never like that in the show. It was always more of like a sibling thing, and they made it weird in the show. They pushed her too much with wanting him back at all costs, and she was never quite like that, you know, until the show.
Well, he always looked at her as for this romantic thing. She always looked at him as a younger brother, like, oh yeah, whatever, a little whatever. And then towards the end, you start to see it coming a little bit more for her. But Ezra at that point was all about his stuff, what he was doing.
Yeah, he's taking care of his business.
Yeah.
But I said, gotta say the episode Thrawn goes nuts on a dude.
Yeah, I see that one.
Sabine has no one else. Yeah, but does she though? Because
she obviously stayed with Ahsoka.
Well, now. But during all this stuff, we found out there was the whole battle on Mandalore, you know, but they were already in a different galaxy. So all that stuff was going on. So, you know, she might come back to her galaxy, and Mandalore might kind of be
a thriving place again.
Yeah, you know, but like old school kind of style. We'll see. So she might have lost her immediate family, but I think she might still have her Mandalorian family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you ain't confirmed.
No, her family died, but like the rest of the Mandalorians are coming together, as we saw in Mandalorian for season 3. Yeah. So that she'll go there, and there actually will be people there, you know, following the old ways and some of the new ones. But you have your family, your people coming back together. So she's not totally alone. She's alone as far as her intermediate family, but not like with the Mandalorian family.
Yeah. And I think now with Grogu being there, and he's you know, Jedi, obviously, you know, and then her learning things, so that's gonna be interesting. You know, I think that's gonna be really interesting, actually. You know, with these two, you know, a natural Mandalorian trying to be a fake Jedi and a Jedi trying to be a fake Mandalorian, you know, are now a thing. You know, so you can't tell me those somehow are going to intertwine some way. You know what I mean? Where
exactly,
you know, they're way too similar. You know, of like the same, well, different side, same coin type of thing. So, doesn't want some random
Mandos.
It's
not just random though, because there are people that she's fought with that she knows.
It's her people.
Yeah, you know, Bo-Katan is someone she actually knows. Like, you know, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it. You know, it's your family. It's, you know, it's your name. You know, but she's still a Mandalorian. I think Mandalorians have that pride, and she had it in Rebels. She definitely had it in Rebels. So yeah, the Bo-Katan.
Yeah, it's Bo-Katan.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I'm episode 6. She just found Thrawn, so I'm muting you guys again for now. That sounds good, man. Sounds good. But cool. There's not really much else we can say for the episode, unless you guys got anything else.
No, I mean, all the stuff that they set up is really cool. You know, so I think they could set up acolytes, right? You know, because they could talk about how this planet was beforehand, and you know the older Jedi, how they used to be able to travel. So you could set that up. You could set up, you know, the movie. You can set up Mandalorian season 4. You can set up all that. Is all within this because Thrawn can hold things together. The fact that they're back on the planet still. There's so many things that it could do and explain, but Acolytes can really work more with the Balin storyline. So we'll know what he's looking for, and that can like bring that together. So I thought that's really cool. And Filoni knows what he's doing, but Filoni's going to have to prove himself through multiple things to really get hold of all of Star Wars.
Yeah. Anything else, Brandon? Any things that you're excited for coming forward? Whether it be the movie, another Mandalorian season.
I'd always be game for another season of the Mandalorian if they kind of just like focused it again on the title character, or really how things progress with this, because I really liked this about as much as I liked the Mandalorian, even though I thought the ending they could have stuck the landing a little more firmly. Yeah. I was fine with it overall, and I am curious to see where they go with it next. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where we go from here.
Yeah,
they have my attention.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I'm super excited about some of the stuff. The Acolyte sounds good. Dave Filoni's movie sounds very, very interesting. So definitely interested in Star Wars again. Which is something I don't think I would have said.
That no one's been saying for a while.
Yeah. Interesting. Not in love like how I used to be. I mean, I still love Star Wars, but I'm not like getting goosebumps like how when they announced like The Force Awakens, it was goosebumps, man. But yeah. Then one last thing with Putin's case, said the Mandos think that she's a traitor, and the Rebels clan was her family, so Ezra was the one that was missing. True, but I believe though in the show Rebels, she kind of got her honor back because the whole Darksaber thing. She gave the Darksaber to Bo, and she didn't keep it for herself, kind of thing. And I think that helped reclaim her family name, because I know that was like a big thing in the show at one point.
And yeah, I think that's going to be a big thing for her and her storyline and her character arc. And all of them were all enemies. So it doesn't matter at this point. They're calling all. Remember at the end of the episode, they're calling everyone in.
Yeah,
calling all Mandalorians in.
Yeah. Between the Armorer and Bo-Katan, they're like, it don't matter if you're Mando, you're Mando. Like we want all you back. So yeah. So and she was a powerful family, until the whole traitor-ish thingy stuff, But also, who was she a traitor to? Was it the Empire, or was it I don't remember. Was it the Empire, or was it the what are they called? The ones that the Armorer group became, like more traditional kind of ones. I don't remember. I got to watch Rebels again.
Yeah, the people of the Darth Maul.
Like the Mauldalorians, but before Death Watch.
The Death Watch. Yes, that's it. Death Watch. Yeah.
So I don't remember who that was, but I mean, at this point, like you said, it don't matter. Don't hold your breath on the movie. I think it's gonna happen. Did you forget Dave Filoni isn't a nobody anymore? He's the CCO of Lucasfilm. He's still he got that promotion, and people didn't really talk about it. So he
Chief Creative Officer for all things that are going to happen as far as Star Wars, and I think that
right now
how this is doing.
Yeah,
we know what you need. You need people to follow and want to watch this movie, especially in this show. In the next 3 months, if it gets even more popular, if people watch Disney Plus, or you could put it on TV and people are enjoying it, then this is going to be his show. I think this could be his opportunity if people really watch this to lead it to the new generation.
Yeah, and the rumors are still KK is out the door. I mean, there's like rumors right now that she's already out the door, which I don't believe, but I think she is out the door. Like, she already said she's not re-signing with Lucasfilm when her contract's over. So, if the Acolyte doesn't hit, she's definitely done before the contract. But She made the weapon that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she did. These are
And it's right, the best
right.
wears. Yeah. But cool. That's our thoughts on the season finale of Ahsoka. Leave a comment, let us know what you think about how it ended. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What kind of questions do you have going forward? Are you excited about either season 2 happening, the Dave Filoni movie that's supposed to be happening, how everything's going to tie into each other, because it's supposed to be this whole Mandoverse that he's making. So yeah, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. You can be part of the show and let us know what you think live. We're live every Monday and Thursday. But we appreciate everybody. If you're watching live, stick around. We are going to talk about our next topic. All right, we'll just jump right into it. So now that season 1 is done, we got all of it. Let's give season 1 our ratings. So we rate everything nice and simple here. A now, later, never means now means you got to go watch it now. Or you should have already watched it at this point. Later means no rush whenever you get a chance, and never means just skip it. Brandon, what rating are you going to give Ahsoka season 1?
I can give this a now. It's an entertaining and engaging watch. I think they definitely stepped their game up from some of the other recent Star Wars TV shows. It's definitely up there for me.
Yeah.
I thought Rosario Dawson was very much in her element. Ray Stevenson was awesome. That character was just great. I liked the characters. Yeah. For the most part. Sabine didn't necessarily do a whole lot for me. But I really liked it. I liked that it very much felt like a lot of things that I associate with Star Wars, which I was really happy about. I'd watch another season. I'd watch a movie. I'd watch any continuation of this. I was pretty overall. I was quite happy with it. So it's a pretty easy now for me.
Yeah. Okay. Brian, what are you giving this one? Nice.
I saw
the comment. I'll bring it up in a minute.
No, I mean, I loved it. I said I thought 4, 5, and 6 are the best things I've seen in Star Wars in years and in decades. And this really, I don't know do I say this saved Star Wars for where it was? I don't know, but I definitely think it's up there to change the way that we're doing things. The Filoni is showing that he understands how creativity, how to run Star Wars, and how to force it to go the right way. So this is just definitely a now for me, and I feel like you can't not see this, because if you miss this, you might not know what's going on in the future with any Star Wars going forward. They really did a great job, and they fixed Anakin. The Hayden Christensen thing was so great. I feel like they gave that a very round thing, and people don't even talk about that. The fact they saw him, in the Force at the end, like that was very cool. Yeah. It's a very good ending to his arc, and Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters now, and I'm all for it. So yes, I'm going to give this a definite now, and I'm going to watch it probably 3 more times.
The whole season,
especially specifically 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, the second half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, Putin's cat said the guy that played Ezra really well. I agree, he was really well. And then he said the beanies are thinking those thighs to match the animation.
That's what had me laughing.
Yeah, that's what we were laughing about. But yeah, I'm giving it an out too, man. It was a lot of fun. I did enjoy it. There are problems. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like perfect. But for the most part, I had a lot of fun with it. I love the new characters that they gave us. I love that they kind of honored and finished stories with old relationships from the cartoons and stuff like that. So definitely enjoyed a lot of that stuff together, and also like Brian said, this one, if this one was very memorberries, the next season is probably not going to be that. The next season is going to fully explore those sprinkles of the continue, like the lore that can continue, that they gave us here in the next one for sure. Whether it be the movie or whatever they give us next. But yeah, this one is definitely gonna be something important later. So, memory berries now, which is fun, love them, but it's gonna be expanding the universe in the next season or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, giving it now. But I did have one question for you guys. Shit, I just had it in my head. I completely had a brain fart. I completely had a brain fart. My God. I literally just had it. Yeah. No. Are you guys? He was what the F are in those coffins in the Star Destroyer? I mean, I'm assuming his army.
Yeah, his undead army, or it could be stuff that happened in the sequels. And Filoni's going to fix some of that stuff that we had questions about. I mean, there's a lot of things that he can do with it.
Are those the Sith?
All the Sith lords that throughout the centuries.
No, what were they in the temple? Like when they go there, like the Sith priest, when they go to that spot in the Rise of Skywalker.
There were so many of them though. There's 3, like there's so many, so that it could be a lot of those people that
they're
were
all like black robes and shit like that. So exactly. It could be something like that. I don't know. But Filoni's pretty good at fixing some things like that. But yeah. But cool. Yeah. Are you guys expecting a season 2?
I was not. So I want to hear what Brandon has to say about that.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I kind of feel like, knowing kind of how they do things, I kind of can't help but feel like it may be an Obi-Wan situation where it's a one-off. But at the same time, I feel like there is going to be, in some way, shape, or form, some type of continuation. I'm not sure. That's a tough call.
Yeah, because with Obi-Wan, you kind of where it's going to end, obviously.
Yeah,
but with this, is like it's all new territory now. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm more curious about, like all that new territory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he said, Kenny said, I think it's dead witches they resurrect on Dathomir. And it's like,
I think they're Sith lords. I do think they're Sith lords, so they're going to resurrect on Dathomir,
like old school Sith lords.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. And Obi-Wan can't have another season. Makes no sense.
Yeah,
the first season made no sense, and they still did it. So making sense is that we're way past that.
But now, honestly, I gotta say, I think they will have a season 2 now, because it really depends on the popularity, and it depends on the sales of money and how much money it brings in. If it does bring anything or subscriptions in, they will go ahead and do it. But I think they have a great team, and I think it would be a shame to not have it, because I think they're going to be in the movie, they're going to be in the other things, but I think you need to have a Ahsoka season 2, as long as it makes sense in the story.
So I'm ready for some more stuff. I want more. I like I said, I put on Twitter, I'm like, love Ray Stevenson and what he did with Balin. We need a recast, because I gotta see where this story goes, because it's gonna go down a rabbit hole of like, and I remember telling Brian before, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole of the nerdy stuff, when it comes to legends. And we're gonna start going around this, whether it be Abeloth or whether it be like maybe the father's calling him. There's a bunch of different like ideas, but Balin is going to be this rabbit hole for the nerdy nerds, like the people that are nerds that love Star Wars, or be like, what's going on? The people that like bleed Star Wars, or be like, just wait, so
exactly.
So that's why I was like, we gotta have Balin continue. We
You
Ray
don't do all that
Stevenson,
time setting that up and not
continue it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm really curious about that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Said the movie time minute sent me
Shriver.
Shriver as Balin meme. I saw that too. Liv
Yeah,
Shriver
we talked about
looks
that a little
really
bit.
good.
We talked about that
looks
yesterday.
really good.
I think because he's 6'3", he's a big guy. You give him a white beard, he makes total sense. It'll look fine,
Yeah.
But he have to slow himself down. The thing about Ray Stevenson is that everything he said was just the right tempo. You felt it. You felt the breeze. You believed him as a Jedi, and you see him as powerful.
Yeah.
Leave is gonna be good. Will be fine, but he have to really work on his timing.
Yeah,
be able to.
I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler, because a lot of people are talking Gerard Butler.
It's too big.
He might have the look, I think, okay, but he doesn't have the acting prowess. Because I think it was with Balin was very honorable, but like he had a very specific vibe about him. Like he was a less douchey version of Count Dooku, but he was still like badass like Anakin. Like he was a very good combination of different characters that made this one awesome character, where and I was just super intrigued about everything, because whenever he just stood there and he just like nothing fazed him. He never looked scared, he never looked worried. Like he always knew he had his plan, and he always knew somehow he was still kind of in charge, like he just had that cockiness to him, but it didn't come off douchey like Count Dooku did,
Also, he's never been a huge star in any specific movie, so it's easy to believe him as that character. Like you see him and you see the character. The problem with Gerard Butler, I honestly feel like he has too many, people. You see him
names,
these names, and he's been these characters before. So I don't, if I see him, I'm like Leonidas. I don't know if you could, I could believe you not being Leonidas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just kind of how I think it works. When you have an iconic character, it's hard. I said Daniel Radcliffe is small, right? He could be good at Wolverine, right? But it's hard because he's Harry Potter. It doesn't matter. That's who you are. And I think that's the same thing with Gerard Butler. It's going to be that, can you believe him as another character?
Yeah. I mean, if you give him a different look, maybe he could pull it off. But did you see Gerard in Timeline? I don't think I've seen that movie. So
what, you didn't like him as Dracula?
Oh my god.
I don't even. Nope. Anyway. If the story of Balin is needed, we need to recast. Yeah, the story of Balin is 100% needed, because I think it's not only needed for the storyline. I think it's needed for Star Wars, man. I think it's needed for Star Wars.
Big bad. This seems like they spent all this time setting up a big bad for this movie, and because that you need to have that, you need to finish the whole story.
Yeah, definitely need to finish it. Still interested in Shin and what she's gonna do and stuff like that, but Balin right now is I really don't give a shit what's going on with Thrawn. I am so invested in what's going on with Balin, so invested, and I think a lot of other fans are as well. Like going on YouTube and seeing videos, I see so many more videos about Balin and him on the statues. What are they pointing to? What is he looking at? Who called him? I don't really see that many videos about Thrawn, coming back or this and that. Like,
well, Balin was in more episodes.
Is gonna be, that too.
It was a bigger part of the season.
Yeah. Because I mean, if Filoni had a plan for him, I don't want a Carrie Fisher character
retirement
thing. That's true. But I think he did. I think he had a plan for him. Because he's getting into some stuff where, with the whole Mortis, and the ones and all that stuff. If he's getting into that, he definitely had a plan. So
you gotta remember, he's the one that created the Mortis and the Mortis gods and all that stuff. Like he did it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, with George Lucas, that's the thing. It's like, George Lucas and him like had to sit down and talk about these things and stuff like that. That was just like, he's like, hey, I want to do this and blah 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 blah. And George Lucas is like, okay, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Like, this is not what happened. So, but yeah, but all right, cool. Unless you guys got anything else about season 1.
Nope, I loved it. Let's go.
Cool. So anybody watching, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about season 1 of Ahsoka as a whole. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What parts were slow? Did it do any good or bad parts that you're kind of like you needed to change up a little bit? I'm still upset about the Merrick fart. Like, I wish it was something a little bit more badass. Instead of being a fart in the soup. So that's one thing that bothered me. But yeah, so that's my little 2 cents on that. But yeah, leave a comment, let us know, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, lets YouTube know we're doing some good stuff over here. I appreciate everyone checking us out, and if you're watching live, stick around because we are going to move on to our next topic. Bring it down. Yeah, the Bears won. Fine.
They sure did, 40-20. Oh yeah.
And I saw DJ Moore tied for the second highest like yards and stuff like that in a single game.
I was like, not in Bears history, because Bears history, he almost had more yards than Bears receivers ever.
Yeah. Like in a single game, I think that was an NFL thing, not a franchise thing.
Yeah, there was the Bears. I don't think the Bears even had a 200-yard receiver.
But Tevin Jenkins, man, you weren't lying.
Told you he's the best lineman we had, and he's going to change the entire team.
He came back and he made arguably one of the best D-line
look regular.
Just look regular. And I was like,
now,
what is
him and Davis together? I was like, yeah, this is what he could handle these guys one-on-one. It's going to change everything.
So super sorry. Brandon said 2 episodes left. May knock one more out before I go to sleep.
It goes fast.
Yeah. Did y'all talk about Loki? Not yet. We're about to talk about that. We might just jump right into it.
I think
we're getting a little late. See, that's why I hate watching shows week by week, because I want them all now. Yeah. And then I want the rest of Loki. I'd rather just wait until they're all done and binge it to get over with. I get that, but for me, it's like, if I don't watch this episode, it'll get spoiled somehow. Because I'm on the internet way too much, and if something major happens, like in episode 4, and and then I just see that, I'm like, oh fuck, how that?
I don't know if I could wait 2 days, let alone 4 weeks.
Wait 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, man, we had to watch it immediately. So let's get back to Loki.
I always knock one out before sleep.
That's a great idea. That's the way you do things.
Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about a TV show or though.
Oh.
Now you feel icky.
Time for a shower, guys.
Yeah. I need to make a background for Loki.
That's why I was just looking like, we got a Loki background.
I'll make one. All right. I think we can do this one fairly quick. I always rub one out before sleep.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I was like, don't even beat around the bush, man. Right to it.
That's what he was talking about doing.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this Loki show. Oh, freaking cat. What you doing, man? Stop being. Now get off me, man. He's so up my butt lately, man. It's so freaking annoying.
That's why I had to do. The dog was coming and barking. I was like, "Yep, move."
Yeah. All right. Let's this one out. All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kareem. We're Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about Loki season 2, the first episode. It just came out today, a few hours ago. Holy crap! Right off the bat, it picks up right where season 1 left off.
Mhm.
It was running.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
kept trying to catch my breath.
Yeah. I mean, so was Loki. But so with that being said, Brandon, how did you like the start of season 2?
Well, first and foremost, that was one of my favorite things about it, that it picked up immediately where the last season left off.
Mm.
It's very trippy, mind bending, which is what I loved about season 1. So it didn't seem to skip a beat, and it set the it kind of set the tone for a lot more trippy shit this season.
Yeah.
I really still like the back and forth between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I just love Agent Mobius as a character. It's always a joy to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Ke Huy Quan, if I pronounced his name correctly, I probably butchered that. Showed up. Nice little everything everywhere all at once homage of sorts, with so that was good. I liked how it kind of kept me guessing as to where they're going, especially like the last 5 or 10 minutes of it. It very much left me in suspense. And I think if you've done something like that with a show, with a plot like this and a concept like this, I think it's really, it was engaging right out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
I
think it was engaging because it continued. It picked up right where it left off, and where it left off was awesome. So yeah, it was like, what's a better way to start a season than to pick up where the last season ended, which was awesome. So yeah, definitely super engaging. Brian, what about you? What you like about it?
It hit the ground running, as we all were saying, but explained all the questions that we had for the end of season 1 immediately, and they gave us new questions. Like, we're like, oh, so what's going on with him? He's going back and forth. Is it different dimensions? No, it's time. They explained it immediately. There was no like, what what is it? No, he told us. We get to see that we have similar characters to season 1. So like, at the end of season 1, we're like, oh no, did he lose all these characters? They're now new characters? No. Immediately we have the old characters coming back. We're still seeing these things. We still have things that matter in time and pacing. And then you introduce new characters and add new questions. What do we do here? We still get a little Sylvie. Everything about it was so well done. It's like they waited and they knew all the things they need to hit, and then they gave us new questions going forward for this season. So it's exactly what you're supposed to do in a season 2. Finish up season 1, introduce season 2, introduce new characters, and give us a path. And did all those things in less than 50 minutes. So yeah, this is good.
Yeah. Same for me, man. It was just, like you said, because it picked up right where it left off. It was just like it took me a few minutes to like get like, oh yeah, man, I forgot this show ended with like this big bang, and I was like, oh, okay, and then with the graphics looked great, the whole time slipping thing was cool. Yeah, and it was I thought it was a short round from Indiana Jones, but that was him.
That was him.
That was him. And he was great. This new character that we got was great. Love seeing some of the old ones. Hopefully, we get more of them. He was really cool. He was very very goofy. But it fit the TVA kind of universe that they're in right now.
Yeah.
So
very quirky character,
yes.
But like you said, it fits.
Well, if the last person he saw was 400 years ago, I get it. So you start being a little goofy.
I just saw you. How long? Been 3, 4, 6 months, year, 100 years. Yeah,
that whole scene was great because the whole time Loki's sitting there, he's like, "Oh yeah, see that? No," like he was like making fun of Mobius for like kind of like faking it kind of thing, and I thought it was like because that reminded me of old school Loki, Like he's sitting there, like letting him dig the hole for himself deeper, and he's just pointing it out. He's like, "Oh yeah, how is everyone else? Oh, there's no one else here. Oh, okay." And I just enjoyed like that because it reminded me of like a very fun, innocent, goofy Loki. You know what I mean? From what we saw in like with Thor, before. So that's why I'm like, okay. I enjoyed that whole scene. But the way they handled this like time travel thing was really interesting. Where they were able to explain it without getting too crazy, and it fit with what they set up in season 1. So I enjoyed all that kind of stuff with it, with the ending and him needing to prune himself and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely set things up while finishing up storylines from the first one and able to come in and start new ones, build off the old ones, if anything. So yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun with it for sure. And then before we get into some of the bads, let's see what you guys said. Kenny Sparks said, I liked most of this episode I like that most of this episode was of the trailer. Yeah, it was. We have no idea where it's going. Yeah, a lot of it was like the glitchy thing and seeing him with OB. That was all in the trailer. So yeah, which is good because then it keeps you interested. It's like you didn't see it yet. So he said Loki feels like the most important MCU property to have come out since the Infinity Saga ended. It's the only one that's kind of pushing the story forward, really. Right? I don't think anything else is pushing the story forward. Like Ant-Man kind of a little bit by introducing Kang, but not really. For the purpose of the multiverse saga. Yep. It says seeing Ikwe Kwan in Everything Everywhere in Loki makes me upset for him when he says he couldn't find work for decades. He's clearly incredibly talented. He is, man. And sometimes that's how it is, man. Sometimes it's like it's your time, and
or you're typecasted. Like sometimes it's what it is.
And it takes years to kind of people to forget about you, kind of to reemerge as something new. So, but yeah, I'm glad he's having his moment again, though, for sure. Because he was great as all the younger characters he played, everything. But yeah, I'm glad to see him doing well. H wasn't part of the main cast. He got A with who wasn't part? Who are you talking about? Who's that? Is H wasn't part of the main cast. He got A. He goes A, quote unquote, with. I'm not sure. Explain.
Hey, guys, give me 1 second because he's about to start. He's barking. That's like I got mute. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's all good. It's all good. Well, who does that? I don't know. I just want to sit here, do nothing. What didn't you like about this episode? Any parts that you were like, I really can care less about that?
I'd have to give it another watch because it's still pretty fresh in my mind. I finished it like right before we jumped on.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything that no, because with the first episode, it's it's getting its footing. It's been 2 years since the show's been on, so just really getting just reacquainted with this world. So yeah, I can't really say at this point, man.
Yeah, I guess Ken the same. Don't really have any negatives.
Mm-hmm.
The only negative I had was I wish it was a little bit longer. Like it said it was 48 minutes, like or something along those lines. It felt like when it ended, and I was like, "That's it." Like I felt like I just started the episode, and it ended. Which is which in reality, it's a good thing because you're that attached to it and enjoying it that much, where it feels like it's fast. But yeah, that's really the only thing I could have been good with another like 10 more minutes, maybe. At least be like one of those crackheads. You hire more than Loki, but Yeah, but the show itself, I agree with you and Kenny, where it was really a really good start of the season. Even had a little post credit scene, which was cool. But there's not many negatives with it. Because they explain the confusing part with the time slips. They explain that right away. And that's how season 2 ended. Was like Mobius didn't know who he was. And they explained that right away. They fixed that right away, and now it's on to the actual story. So
yeah.
Prudence Cat saying the Loki, the first Loki episode was kind of slow. Really? I don't feel like that. I felt like it was really.
I didn't find it slow. And that was very much introducing us to this world. So I think.
I said the first season 1
was
slow. It had its moments. It had its moments where it did drag a little bit.
I thought it was just explaining a lot. It was doing a lot of explaining, setting up. Yeah.
So I had asked everyone what their negatives were. Kenny said he didn't have any negatives. Brandon said he didn't really have any. I said it was too short. Did you have any negatives that you maybe didn't like about it?
I didn't like the having a end credit scene. I thought that it could have been explained in the regular show. There was no reason to have that end credit scene. They actually took away. So they said the length of time was 48 minutes, but really it was like 37 minutes. And then they added that other time that was part of the end credit scene. That was really nothing, but they could have added into the show.
Yeah.
I just thought I didn't necessarily need that, but that's just really, something so small. Why am I even picking at it? I don't know. Like it's so small, but that's really it. I mean, I thought that it hit the ground running. So
yeah,
it's not me complaining.
Well, it's trying to find something negative because
like it's hard because it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I did like the telephone ringing part. Yeah, dude, you have seconds and you stop to do a Jason Voorhees walk. That is true. Even my girlfriend was watching. She goes, "Are you gonna pick up the effing phone? Like, you have like no time. What are you doing?" So, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. But even that, because Sylvie opens the door and then he gets pruned. I was like, by who? Like.
That's a good question.
Like it's like a big thing because like, is it a different version of Loki from one of the other lines that pruned that version, or doesn't matter as long as they all get pruned and he ends up in the TVA? It
happened to prune at the right time too.
It had to be all at once, so it was kind of interesting. So yeah, I enjoyed that, but they didn't really show it. So because they didn't show it, I wonder if that's going to be something that affects the story later on down the road.
That's a good question.
Yeah. And that whole Sylvie thing with the telephone thing, what was that? I loved hearing the recordings when he went back in time and heard the recordings and he saw all the King, things on the wall that got hidden later. It was,
and then they're able to show everybody else, and they're like, "Oh, like we have to pay attention to what he's saying now."
Yeah, like you can't prove that he knew that was there, So yeah, but it was really cool because then I don't know how you guys thought about the whole the skin melting off kind of gag they kept doing because like that's all he thought about for a while. He goes, "Yeah, but my skin's gonna be gone." He's like, "Yeah, but." Still be alive. He goes, will I though?
Will I?
I thought, but that was even funny because he starts writing like "skin?" within the dust. Like he was that like he's like, I know I have to do it, but still it's my skin.
And then he was wasting all that time and getting back. Hey, you have to come back. Let's go right now. and literally he would have almost had his skin melted off if Loki didn't come out of nowhere and tackle him into getting out of that room. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, it was. I did enjoy that, the little silly thing.
Explanation of all the timelines and what they were doing, and the fact that that he was able to, OB was able to, like, hey, don't you know we got to just close this up. I could stretch this out in one timeline. All that was like really cool and well thought out. It was a well thought out plan.
Yeah. So, Sylvie needed some McDonald's. I guess so. I like the hinting towards King and Ravonna Renslayer relationship. Yep.
You can hear it. You can hear it in their voice. It's like, oh yeah.
And then Matt Film Show said, "How do you guys feel about the multiverse? I'm not a big fan of it. I just think it's a cheap way to bring characters who died back for fan service. I might just be crazy. You're not. A lot of people don't like it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
No, I need to see more of where they go with it. Because I don't think they've really tapped the full potential of it. I think if they kind of keep I think there's been some wasted opportunities like Multiverse of Madness. Even though I liked that movie, I think that was the biggest offender of a lot of untapped potential. They just need to do something with it. They haven't really done as much as they could with it yet. If they start doing more with it, then we'll see.
That's interesting. I'm actually, I agree with you 100%, but I'm actually more interested in the end of it, the end of the multiverse, than I am in the creating it. I think creating it is fine, but the idea of introducing Dr. Doom, having a battle world, all that is cooler to me than even the introduction. Like I'm just wanting to be introduced just to get to the end game. Yeah.
But I'm kind of in between, like, because it needs to be set up properly for me to appreciate the ending. Because I think, like you said, where it's gonna end is gonna be fine. But right now they're kind of stumbling at the start of it. A lot of wasted opportunities, a lot of really the only multiverse that's doing it pretty well is Loki.
Definitely.
Like Brandon said, the Doctor Strange movie was such a waste. It gave good ideas and then it didn't really do anything with those good ideas. So yeah,
I don't think it was that bad. It's just that they could have made
not a bad movie at all. It just didn't run with its premise when it should have.
It could have been.
It could have been
so much more better.
It could have been epic.
Great. Yeah,
it could have been epic, and it became. That was okay.
Yeah, and I feel like they took the cheap route because I hear you saying the cheap route to bring back characters who died, which I agree that there are a lot of cheap ways to bring back characters, and this is one of them. But like in the Doctor Strange movie, they went the cheap route of not fully exploring all the multiverses. They just told you they exist, and here's a few sprinkles of other universes you never fully dived in. Where here, it seems like you're diving in. Like season 1, you were like in there, and Loki got to experience a whole nother Loki's life, which is the Loki we all knew, and he, cried like we cried when he died. For real, died, not the fake die. So, like all that kind of stuff was interesting, because without that multiverse, the Loki that we have right now would have never experienced like all that, would have never known that there's other Lokis, and would never have known that there's a Loki who actually like became a good guy, and wind up dying because he stood up to Thanos, and stuff like that. So, so it is a cheap way to bring back characters, but it is a good way for characters to like have a little introspection and like see like, oh, maybe I'm not just this little dickhead, who wants to rule Earth. It's like maybe I'm destined for greatness. Like he always says, actually, something great. So
I always saw it as every character being the Highlander.
There
can only be one.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people have that same thing where finding ways to bring back characters, especially multiverse is kind of cheap, but they do it all the time. They're doing it in the X-Men. Well, they did it in the X-Men cartoon or comic book, where basically all the X-Men were like immortal. If you die, bring you back from in an egg. And I was like, what? That's stupid.
But that is a comic book thing to bring back people that die all the time. That's just what they do in comic books. You can't get rid of the title character in a comic book. That's just what it is.
You shouldn't,
unless you're stupid like Wakanda. Whatever.
So Brandon said, well, when will he head back to the main universe and meet up with Thor again? When will we see White Vision again? So the rumor is the Vision Quest, which was going to be about the White Vision, that got pulled. So that rumor is that we're now no longer getting that show, which would be kind of interesting. So I think they might tell that story somewhere else, which I think would be better in the long run. And I know
what's the name? What's called it? Harkness, whatever. Agatha Harkness. I can see White Vision being somewhere in there.
I can see that too. And then there was something that came out like recently, where I believe the showrunner or the director or somebody main in the Loki thing said part of the Loki show is not only to set up all the multiverse stuff, but it's also to bring Loki and Thor back together. Like they're gonna find a way to bring them back together, which when I heard that, I was like, oh, thank God, because they're so great together. And seeing these new versions of each character, I'm really, really curious to see how these two versions of both characters are going to be together.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. He said it. One tear just dropped on my eyes.
Yeah.
I had no emotion, just one tear.
Yeah. So hopefully we get both things, but I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. And it said, check out Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is a great multiverse show.
The multiverse movie that Multiverse of Madness failed to be.
Yes. Yeah. How that was actually madness and it was actually multiverse. There you go. Nice. You just bought it. Yeah. I bought that thing. I'm so upset. Zack Tex has like the Steelbook thing with all the googly eyes on it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was super cool.
I saw this at Target today. I was like, why not?
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I got that too. And then Kenny Sparks said, it should have been Strange, Wanda, and Wong teaming up to protect America Chavez from Nightmare and King.
I was waiting for Nightmare. Nightmare would have been dope.
Nightmare, yeah.
We all were, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Instead, we got like a bootleg Illuminati and stuff like that. But yeah. But yeah. I mean, this episode was great. It was a little, for me, it was pretty fast. It felt fast. Everything happened very fast. But I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's off to a great start. And I am super excited to see where it goes. I'm super excited to see where it goes. Because it could be setting up the MCU and maybe getting stuff where at some point we have to get back to form, right? We have to get back to the goodness of it all. Right. Good MCU stuff.
I mean, yeah, hope that with good writing, we'll get it. We'll get that. You know?
Yeah. You guys had anything else about Loki? Any good, bad predictions?
Yeah, that's what I say. What I think it's going to go.
I really don't have any predictions. I have none right now. And I have a bunch, and I have none. I know Brandon's not a big prediction kind of guy.
I think episode 2 is going to go right towards Sylvie. So we're going to get a lot more Sylvie episode 2, and then I think they're going to introduce another character or someone that we thought was dead is going to be reintroduced. Like something like that. Like I think there's going to be another introduction that we're going to get in episode 2, along with seeing Sylvie and trying to understand where she's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you're gonna say something, Brandon, or what?
No, I was just saying it's one episode in. I don't want to predict anything.
Yeah.
Just kind of
a lot of people coming towards her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are gonna bring all of the TVA on Sylvie. but she's always been the main bad guy of the show so far. So I'm not surprised about that. So we got a couple more comments before we end the show. What do y'all think about the next MCU saga? Will it be Mutant Saga, Dark Phoenix Saga?
I'd say Mutant Saga. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, same. It makes sense. Because you can't do the Phoenix Saga before the Mutant Saga.
Mm-hmm.
You introduce the mutants, but I still think Fantastic Four is going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, what if they called the reboot saga, the restart saga, fresh start saga,
the recast saga? That's what we're going to call it, guys. Recast them all, guys. Recast them all.
Yeah, but I think that like after this one, I think they're gonna focus a lot on the mutants and the X-Men. And Horror Geek, what is up, Horror Geek? I do not care for MCU, Loki, and Thor's relationship. Really? Loki's popular enough to be on his own. Oh, 100%. I'm not saying, I'm not saying like he's not popular where he can't be, because they're both usually good on their own. I think for the most part they're fun enough characters that they can do stuff on their own. But when they're together, it's that brother love hate kind of relationship. And
they play well off each other. They really do.
Especially like finding out later that Tom Hiddleston was auditioning to be Thor, which is just it's so funny. And then you're like, you know what? I see you being Thor's little dickhead brother. I was like,
he's like, no, I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy, and then he sees
Hemsworth. He's like, so you big horns? That one, okay. But really, you didn't care for him because I really enjoyed their relationship. Like from the first one to Ragnarok to the beginning of Infinity War. I enjoyed their back and forth relationship kind of stuff.
I like when they focus on that. I feel like the Thor movies are better when both of them are in it.
Yeah. Because I think Loki always reminds him, like, yeah, you're still my little dickhead, or my brother that you're my gullible brother that I can do stupid shit with.
Turn into a snake and bite him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How do you not love that? That was awesome. That was like one of the best thing with that little part in Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And then it's like everyone looks at Loki. He's just sitting there, real tied up. That was awesome. But let's see. Brandon, I like the Black Hunter girl characters. Who was it? It was Renslayer and Hunter, right? I think that was whatever her name was. So she was cool. Yeah. She was cool when she was like talking to that tribunal, I guess. That was very off-putting because at the whole time I'm like where's everyone sitting? Because I thought the table was a triangle. But so you would see she was on one side, and then the other girl, and then the dude that just slept the entire time, which was fucking awesome. Then it cut to the third person, and I'm like, wait, where is she sitting? And it felt
something was missing. Something's missing.
I felt confused in that room, which was perfect for it, and because the whole thing was like very, very confusing, with what was going on. Is he in the future? Is he in the past? Is he in the present? So it worked with the show, but at the same point, I'm like, wait, where is she at? Is she in the future, or is she in the past, or what's going on? And that whole scene though was awesome. And then the dude was just sleeping the entire time. I mean, is he dead? Yeah. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, the Hunter chick, she's cool. But cool. I think that's it for Loki's episode 1. So we finished Ahsoka and right into Loki.
Exactly.
we get another show, and I believe right when Loki's done, I think there's like 2 other shows that are gonna start. Percy Jackson, I think, at the end of the year, and something else. So we are gonna be having some good TV content for a while, which is good for the winter. Get to hibernate for a while.
Exactly. Hibernation. That's what I need.
Yep. But cool. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us in the live chat, telling us your opinions and your thoughts about Loki and all that good stuff. If you're watching on the replay, let us know what you thought about episode 1 of Loki. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Any predictions where you think it might go? Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Hit that subscribe button, and you can join us live as well. Just like everyone else did. And hit that like button. Lets YouTube know that we are doing some good stuff over here. So we appreciate that from you guys. Appreciate everyone checking us out. And if you're watching live, stick around. We are going to finish things up. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think the Bears game threw a wrench in the gears today.
Yeah, I was like, after that, I'm done. Yeah, this is it.
All your excitement left.
And then the dog started barking. I was like, come on, guys. Come on. Oh well.
Mad. Yeah. But cool, man. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us for a while. I know people were in and out. Brandon Davis, as always, coming in. Horror Geek right at the end. Kenny Sparks, obviously appreciate it. Matt Film, Putin's Cat. Cleves was in here for a little bit. Elle, always love Elle and everything she does. Funny.
Always
cracks me up. I gotta check out their new thing that they're doing on Wednesdays.
I've been watching it a couple times. Yeah, it's cool. The hangout, same people. I like it.
Yeah. What else we got? Tony in here, Professor Fan Film. Martin was in here talking football, of course. Kevin Davis.
Tony was there.
I have to mark that. Overall B+ for Kevin Davis. Tony, Derpy, you with Drew. Bigger Ford.
Yep. Anzo, Jason.
Coming in saying hi. Appreciate that. Yeah, press and review, Cineview. All you guys. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Right click it.
Not to stay to wrap up things, then I'm done immediately. Yeah, she does. She's like, all right, and we're done.
Yeah.
In the show.
It's done, dude. That's the way to do it. Make them want more, right?
Exactly. Always leave them wanting more.
All right. Let's get out of here. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. We will see you guys on Monday. Talking about Exorcist, maybe, and something else. We'll see. The
Continental.
Boys. Continental. Gen V.
Yeah,
Gen V, Continental, and hopefully The Exorcist as well. But check us out on Chaos Central. Well, for sure at Brian. Hopefully I could be there. But we're gonna definitely talk about Ahsoka. If you want some more Ahsoka talk, check us out over there on Chaos Central.
Might do a Loki talk too after this.
Yeah, probably knowing how they do it. So if you want to hear some more thoughts about with a bunch of different people, go check us out over there as well. It's with Anzo and his crew. I appreciate everyone. Thank you guys. We will see you guys later.
Good night, fellas.
All right, guys.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're out here.